Hey guys, welcome, welcome. I'm sorry I'm late. Hey, I'm so sorry I kept you guys waiting. Welcome everyone. Hello, hello. Oh, I got people here already. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry I kept you guys waiting. I'll jump on cam in 2 minutes. Hey, Glam It Up. Hey, Share Bear 666. Quirky Carlotta. Natural Born Leader. Hey, Bell Bell. Natural Born Leader. Bitter pill to swallow. Hey. What's up, guys? Hey, Ashby. Hey, beautiful. How are you? Jersey Cheryl. Hey, hey. Welcome, everyone. Callie, babe. Hi. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Going to jump on cam in 2 minutes. I just wanted to begin my live without further ado. Hey, Bootsy. How are you? Welcome. Hey guys, how's everyone doing tonight on this beautiful Monday evening? It is 10:13 on the East Coast. And I forgot my highlighter. Whoopsie, whoopsie. Hey, Mrs. Texas. Huh? Please keep chat respectful or you will be restricted. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, I make no apologies. I make absolutely no apologies for what's going on with Michelle right now. That's not what tonight is about, but I will address it, of course. Gladly. Yeah. Right. I make absolutely no apologies for that. Nope. None at all. None at all. She thinks that she can do whatever she wants to anybody, and she's going to learn that she messed with the wrong person when she decided to mess with me. Right. And actually, I did nothing wrong in that. I did absolutely nothing wrong in that. So, oh, yeah. Well, she's going under a different name now, Jersey Cheryl. I'm not going to drop it in my chat. I'm not going to promote that channel, but she is going under a different name. Oh, yeah. Thanks, everybody. Please give me a thumbs up while you're here. I got 128. Woo, woo. 128 in chat. Let's get those likes up, people. Please, please, please. It's a free way to show your support for me and help my channel to keep going. So I appreciate that so much. Yes. Aw, thanks, Ashby. Thank you. Thanks, guys. One sec. I hate being off cam. Just certain things that I don't do on cam. You know what I'm saying? Right. So just 2 minutos, guys. Bear with me. I'm sorry. Natural born leader. Love you, babe. You're the best. Thanks. Yeah, let me jump on cam. I can't take it anymore. Hey, guys. Sorry, I'm a little bit crazy. I just got out of the shower and I thought I would have a little more time to dry my hair, but not really. So it's wet, but as we go, it'll dry. It'll dry as we talk. Hey, guys. I just did my makeup. Not really sure how it came out. I felt like I was cheating on you guys doing my makeup not on live. I felt a little dirty doing it, I'll admit it. I was like, oh, hey, Grateful MC, doing my makeup not on live. I was like, oh, wow. I was going to go live just to do it with you guys, but I knew that I kind of wanted to save my thoughts for tonight. So I didn't, make it make sense. Oh, thank you. My hair is wet, but it'll dry as we go. I don't blow dry it ever. Usually not. I'm loving the brows though. They're still really thin, but I use the Milani Stay Put brow powder and I'm like loving it so much. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah. So I know. I did feel like I was cheating on you guys doing my makeup not on live. Totally. Welcome, welcome. So tonight is going to be part 2 of my recovery story. I know I started this 2 weeks ago. And oh, thank you. Thanks. Neither does my personality, really, believe it or not. But I guess there is a side of me that does have that ugliness. I'll have to admit that, you know. But for the most part, it doesn't align with my personality. Oh, I have a line of highlight here. Oh yeah, Glenn Up did a great job this morning. Did everybody catch that? If not, you might want to run and catch the replay. Glam Up has a great channel. She does makeup tutorials. She's been helping me out a lot. I'm just learning how to contour, so that's why I like doing my makeup live so much, because when I'm in front of the camera, I can't help but to like mess with my appearance, like to fix my makeup or my hair. It's just like a habit, I guess. So it's better off if I'm doing makeup. At least I have a reason to be doing all that touching and fussing. If not, I have to like figure out something to do with my hands, just cross them like we used to do in school so that we weren't fidgeting. I'm gonna have to cross my hands in front of me. Oh no. Oh wait, sorry. All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Go ahead, Glam It Up. Drop that link, girl. We want to get her up to 1,000 subs. Everybody, please go subscribe to Glam It Up. She's got great makeup tutorials. Yes. Thank you so much, Opal. Thank you. Right. So tonight is going to be part 2. I started it 2 weeks ago, and I had intended to finish it last week, but all of the drama with the Michelle nonsense and everything, and I kind of got sidetracked. So tonight is finally going to be part 2 of my recovery story. Part 1 kind of took almost 3 hours, and then I just, I'm not really the type to do like a 6-hour live. I'd rather keep something a little more concise for my viewers so that I don't lose the attention span. And I hate to like feel like I'm holding anybody for 6 hours. It's just, it's a lot. So yeah, this is going to be part 2, and I'm going to focus more on kind of like the last few months of my addiction. And I'm trying to filter my words a little bit tonight, guys, because I know the YouTube algorithm definitely frowns on certain words. So I'm just trying to figure it all out. I don't have like a list, so I'm just kind of learning as I go with trial and error to see if some of my videos are demonetized because of certain words. So I just want to figure that out. So I definitely will use the word recovery a lot more than the A word. Right. So I want to focus more on the latter half and how things got bad for me, how I came to go into treatment, what went on in treatment, where my brain was at during that time. Hey, Fierce Cannon Clips, welcome. Well, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Hi. And I want to focus on how things are now, 7 years in, how things are now, the struggles that are still there, the struggles that have dissipated, how much my life has improved, how much things are different, where my mind is at, and basically to show how it's possible for the next person. So tonight's going to be focusing more on giving hope and inspiration to anybody that might happen to be watching or have a child that's struggling in active addiction, of a child, a spouse, a family member, a brother, a sister, cousin, friend, anybody. I really do hope that my words might possibly be able to help somebody to be able to help themselves or find the help for their child that they might need, to understand addiction a little bit better and to understand how recovery is possible, even though I know that it seems impossible when you're in the midst of it, but it absolutely is. Hey, Shalima. Hey, welcome, welcome. Hi, Jersey Cheryl. Oh, I missed your comment, babe. You make it make sense. Doing great. Welcome right up. Oh, well. Yeah, a lot of us don't make it. A lot of us don't make it, and that's the harsh reality of this, is that a lot of us don't make it. I had a lot of friends, peers, coworkers, and people that I worked with. I was working in a recovery center, and I had a lot of people that I was friends with that I was talking to that told me that they were clean and they were in recovery and had X amount of time. And I saw many of them pass away. Yeah. And then even being on Facebook, getting notifications all the time of girls that I was in treatment with that I became friends with on Facebook, and then seeing the notification, some of them have passed away. It's so real, it's a real thing. It makes it more real when you see that. Before I went into treatment, I hadn't known a lot of people my own age that had passed away at all. And then afterwards, now from being out of treatment for 6 years, and I'm clean for 7 years. So in all that time and being on Facebook of like 6 years, wow, I must have seen at least 50 of my peers pass away from this disease. Yeah, 50, and that's only the ones that I heard of. So if there's 50 that I heard of, it's got to be a lot more that I just didn't hear anything about, that just don't come on anymore on Facebook. So tonight I am going to focus on that. I'm not sure if I really want to address everything going on with Michelle, or I might talk about that a little bit later. I understand that it's a lot. Bot did not contact Trey. Bot did not contact him. He reached out to her, and I suppose he wanted to say his piece. So I definitely have to respect that. And I feel terrible that, in a sense, I feel like I brought him into this because I exposed the text, but the text needed to be exposed. Michelle was accusing me of doing every single thing for her, saying that I did all this doxing and dirty work, when in fact that was not the case. If she didn't want me to put everything out there, then then I feel like she shouldn't have accused me of stuff that I didn't do, and I wouldn't have put anything out there. If she would have just said that I did whatever I did, or even just a few extra things, I would have even taken that. I would have taken that even, and I wouldn't have put everything out there. But being that she wanted to say I did everything and then some, I felt I had no choice. So I make no apologies for that whatsoever. No, I'm not sorry. No, I'm not sorry for any of it. No, I'm not. I put all of it out there for a reason, to defend myself. Exactly. Right. My reputation is that important to me, because I'll take credit for what I did, but not for what I didn't. Very, very, very close. Okay. I'm gonna get my other phone. Hang on one sec, guys. Hang on, hang on, hang on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab my other device. The reason why I'm so close, Hazel, I know, is because I can't see the chat. That's why my eyes are so bad, even with contacts, that I'm so close because I can't see the chat. Remy girl, I have no idea. I have no idea about that. How the hell did he even know who Bot was, or how to get a hold of her? Right, that I don't know. I don't know. I do know that she told me that he contacted her, though. I do know she told me that directly, because I messaged her this afternoon when I saw the live. Yeah. Right. I don't know that. Oh yeah, everybody, please consider joining my membership. Yes. Oh, Glam It Up, did I send you my membership link? Thank you. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna back up the camera, and I'm gonna get my other device so I could read the chat on there. Hang on one sec. That's why I'm so close. Yeah. One sec. Okay, sorry guys. Sorry about that. 1 sec, I come back on cam. I know. I had to grab my other device so that I could put this at a reasonable distance so that I'm not all smushed up in your faces like that. Yeah, no, thanks for telling me though. I'd rather you guys tell me, please tell me the truth. I can handle it. I will never get mad at the truth. You know, I won't. I wouldn't even get insulted at the truth. I mean, I would try not to be. I try not to get insulted over anything, you know, because people, especially constructive criticism, when people are trying to help you. No, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. So I could read the chat on this device. Okay. 1 sec, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know I originally had this set for 9:30 and then I pushed it back to 10 only because, you know, I do have a little one. So I try to just get her mostly to bed before I start. That's why the daytime lives are so convenient for me, but I love nighttime lives too. And I'm usually up late. So if you guys are up late, you know, we could definitely look into doing some later nighttime lives too, if that's something you guys might like. Yes, uno momento. Sorry. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. So I'm going to push this back a little. Okay. I have to learn how to contour away this double chin. It's just killing me. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry. Marissa. Aw, thanks, Glam It Up. She's dropping all my links. Thank you. You're so funny. Thank you. Okay, cool. Thanks, Hazel. Yeah, I appreciate you telling me. I know, yeah, I'm all smushed up in the camera, and it's not because like I want to be so close. It's only because I can't see the chat. So even if I sit back like this, it's so bad. This is like literally maybe 2 feet away from me at max, and I can't read it at all. But I got my other device that I could read it on. Okay. Oh, Callie, babe, I put out the text on a different channel. So I did that on Best of Truth's channel. I guess we could drop her link here. I guess one of my mods could drop her link. Although I believe it might be a members only video. Fierce Cannon Clips, good to see you. If one of my mods wouldn't mind, please going over to Fierce Cannon Clips and dropping her link on my page, I would appreciate that. I like to promote her channel. She's cool. Yeah. Aw, thanks. I can't help but constantly scrunch my hair because it's still wet. I'm trying not to. Oh, it's members only. Okay. Well, I don't think she's going to leave it on members only forever. It's just for now. So I do apologize for that. But that's just the way it has to be for now. For her channel, you know. Oh my God, I got a super chat. Thank you. Aw, thanks, Glam It Up. Thank you so much for the $6.99 super chat. Thanks a million. I appreciate that. My goodness. Thank you. Thanks, guys. And don't forget to join my membership. I am going to have some exclusive members only videos. I'm going to do members only live streams with the members only live chat. And then I'm going to have some pre-recorded exclusive videos, some family time stuff. Oh, Belle, I'm sorry to hear that, babe. I hope you feel better. Get some rest. Get some rest. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. Thanks, Fierce Cannon Clips. I appreciate you being here. Yeah. You know, so I did feel kind of like, people were trying to place blame a little bit on me and on Bot for taking things too far. And I understand that opinion. I really do. However, I feel that Michelle took things too far. You know, not only with me, of course, with everybody, but she took things too far with me by trying to accuse me of doing all kinds of stuff that I really didn't do. She said that I was responsible for all her dirty work, all her doxing, digging up people's personal information. That wasn't the case. And in order to prove myself, when I think people might have been believing her, I said, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay everything out there, every single text communication. And so this way, whatever questions want to be asked, you could ask them, but I put it all out there, and I've answered questions, and I'll answer questions again tonight about that. I will take questions again tonight about the Michelle situation. Absolutely. But I am going to finish my recovery story first. Jersey Cheryl, thank you. Oh my God. I got another super chat. $9.99. Thanks for sharing your story. Jersey Cheryl, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. The $9.99 super chat. Well, thank you. Yeah, exactly. And I did feel a little bit bad. I didn't want to have to put all of that out there. No, I wanted to not have to comment at all about her publicly. I didn't even want to have to say anything bad about her. I was hoping that she wasn't going to put me in that position where I had no choice but to defend myself, I was really hoping she wasn't going to do it to me because I said, well, I'm not about to back down. I back down to no one ever. So if she wants to go there, we can go there too, which is what we're doing now. I did put all of the text out there. No, I'm not sorry. No, I do not regret any of it. I do not regret putting any portion of them out. I did what I did. She wanted to accuse me of doing all this stuff I didn't do. So no, I couldn't omit certain parts. No, absolutely not. I couldn't. If I omitted a part, then the whole thing would lose its credibility, right or wrong. So no, if Lisa C wants to be looking for an apology, she's barking up the wrong tree because she's never going to get one from me. I put it out and I don't regret it. Yeah, I feel bad that that was included. I do feel bad that that had to come out. But you know what? I never said anything about it. Michelle did. Michelle said those horrible things. I told her, I didn't want to know this. I told her, if Lisa C didn't tell you what happened, then we don't know what happened. That was my response. So I will stand on it. I will absolutely stand on my words and my actions. When I'm sorry, I promptly admit it. But when I'm not going to sit here and apologize for something that I do not regret. No, I don't regret it. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. I put out every damn thing and I do it again. If I want to, I'll recite every single text again on my channel every single night. If I wanted to. If I wanted to, I'll read out every part of that text conversation whenever I want to on my channel every single day if I wanted to. So let's not go there. I hate it that people want to bring out that side of me, but if they want, if she wants to go there, we can go there too. We can absolutely go there too. Hey, Jilly Bean. Oh my God, I'm sorry. The chat is a little slow on the other device. I'm sorry, guys. Welcome, welcome. Right. Hey. Clarissa the Worm, you can get on out of here too. I don't think I like you very much. So if you're not here to support, then you can go back to Michelle. Jilly Bean, I love your channel. Hey mods, if one of you guys would please go over to Jilly Bean's page and please drop her link. She's doing a great job. Yes. Oh, I might even be able to do it. I think I could do it. Hey, I'll do it. I could do it. All right, I got you, girl. Yeah, Jilly Bean. I know I don't really know you. I kind of knew you as Molly's mod, But I watched you live last night with A Dizzle, and it was awesome. It was so good, girl. A Dizzle was a wonderful panel guest. Let's see. Hey, I think I got it. Yes. I think I got you, Jilly Bean. Yeah, okay. Oh. Thanks, Natural Born Leader. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love the recovery talks, the talks about DV, the talks about the real life problems that us women go through, the real stuff. I love it so much. And I appreciate anyone who shares it. Right, Cindy. Exactly. Exactly. I would have loved to hear Lisa C talk that way to Michelle. I would have loved to hear her grow a pair of balls and talk to Michelle that way, the way she was talking to Bot the other night. But she never would. She never ever would. She wouldn't have the balls to. She backs down to Michelle and then wants to get mad at everyone else. And I know damn well she's back with Michelle right now. 100%. I put money on it. I would definitely put money on that for sure. Absolutely. Oh, cool. Glam it up. I'm glad. I'm glad you did. Yeah, awesome. I totally support you all the way, Jilly Bean. It looks like you got a great channel. Looks like you got a great channel, and me and you are very much alike, you know, because I know I was Michelle's top mod, and I think you're still with Molly, though, which is good because Molly, you know, I like Molly. I like Molly. It's, you know, I don't take her for serious, you know. When I watch her, I don't take her for serious. So, like, I could like her, you know. If I was taking everything seriously, then I might be more emotional about things. But, yeah, no, she's cool. I watch her for entertainment and nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I watch a lot of this stuff for entertainment and nothing else. And I think a lot of us do. And then there's some of us that don't. You know, there's some of us that are taking it for serious, whereas the rest of us are like laughing about it. And that's the problem, is that not everybody knows where everybody else is at in this YouTube whirlwind. So, like, oh, snap, Jilly Bean. Oh my God, that's right. That's right. I remember that now. I actually remember that now because I remember your old profile pic with the ponytails. Uh-huh. Yeah, I do remember that. Well, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for my association with that. That's awful. I would never want my name to be associated with those words. You know, it's so messed up. And unfortunately, now it is in a way. Oh, I believe you, Jilly Bean. I wouldn't need to see the proof, babe. I believe you 100%. That's her lingo. So I believe you. That's her lingo. Absolutely. I believe it. Because I remember your old profile pic with the ponytails. Yeah. Right. No, it's a shame. I mean, to think now that my name is going to be associated with words like that and lingo like that. You know, of course. Of course it is. I mean, even when I pull away in the future, it's still going to be associated. That's why we don't realize when we're doing things on YouTube and stuff like words like that get thrown around and we think, all right, well, it's only YouTube, it's entertainment. And that's true. You know, it's true. And like, it's different when you don't really realize about the people behind these screen names, when you just look at them as a screen name and it's a sentence in a chat. And when, I don't know, for me, it didn't become as real until I started going live myself, even though it's only me on one end and you guys aren't all coming up with faces like live on the other end, you know? I feel like now I could understand more like how you guys thought I was just a sentence in a chat going along with this stuff. And now you see that I'm a real person with a husband and a daughter and a voice and a life. And, you know, it's like we're not realizing how real some of this stuff is and the real life repercussions. Excuse me. Right. Oh, thanks, Steph V. Thank you. Thank you so much for your comment, Steph V. Tara, I appreciate that you've apologized and can understand how the ones MS have heard didn't deserve it. Lisa C could never, apparently. She still glosses over MS vile behavior. Kudos to you. Thank you very much. Sorry. Sorry. One sec, guys. Jilly Bean says, Tara, I get a lot of backlash about me supporting Molly. The only thing you can do is just pray for them and ignore them. Keep your head up. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much, Jilly Bean. Thank you so much. Yeah, I respect you. I think you're doing a great job. Great job with your channel. I'm so proud of you. It's funny, you and I, we have that in common, you know? Both top mods to someone, and now we got our own channel. It's funny, yeah. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, and it's a shame that now my face and my voice and my words, all of it is going to be associated with these things, you know, and I understand that. So I don't expect any different. I wouldn't even ask for any different for a while because, you know, I deserve that. I do deserve that. I have the association. So of course I don't like try to not take the consequence that I feel I deserve. Yeah. Absolutely. The internet is forever. See, I don't think people are realizing that. I don't think the people in Michelle's camp are realizing that. I really don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but like the ones that are now with her, I don't think they're understanding that anything that they might want to do on the internet in the future, if they want to keep that name and image and profile pic, they're always going to be associated with these words. I'm confused. Like I thought Denise had a page that was not about drama, creatively inspired by Denise. And I don't know if she's still with her or not, but I knew that she was going to turn and choose Michelle's side. I told her go ahead and take it because I knew she would. But it's disheartening because she has a nice page that could be about crafting and doesn't have to be involved in the drama. But now I don't know if she's realizing that like in the future when she goes to do a crafting live, she's going to be involved in the drama. Yeah, right. Change behavior deserves second chances. I agree with that. I do agree with that. I do agree with that. Possibly, sometimes even third chances. But like after you can't give so many chances to people. I agree. I agree. I do believe in second chances, possibly third. Yeah, possibly even third, because I give people the benefit of the doubt. I really try. I'm just gonna cam off for 1 sec. So I give people the benefit of the doubt. I really try to. Well, exactly, fierce cannon clips. Me too. Me too. Yeah, I appreciate you being here, Jilly Bean. I'm trying to keep this like a safe space for everyone, not doing too much of the drama here. I am going to have recovery talks. I'm going to have sit downs with panel guests. I'd like to do some really cool interviews. We're going to do some cult talks, talking about members of like the Manson family. We're going to talk about the IBLP, the Institute of Basic Life Principles, and Bill Gothard. Um, the new Duggar documentary, Happy, Shiny Happy People, on Amazon Prime. Hey, Shelly Lou. First time commenting, breaking loose from Michelle was the best move on your part. Thank you so much. I agree. I agree, absolutely. I couldn't do it. And then she was trying to just like manipulate me and diminish whatever self-esteem that I was getting from my channel. Like she knew that I struggled with self-esteem and confidence issues. And I started feeling better around like March or April. And then my guest, Tima? What's that? What is my guest, Tima? Maybe it's a guest. I'm not having a guest tonight. I will be having panel guests in the future, though. Yes. I'd like to do interviews on various topics. Yeah, A Dizzle had some story, man. That was so awesome. Hey guys, why don't you go over to Jilly Bean's page and check out her live from last night with A Dizzle? It was really good stuff. Really good stuff. Just raw, real, inspirational. Like I love it. I love stuff like that. The recovery talks, the talks on women that have been through DV and stuff. It's so inspirational to me, you know. Um, how could I put up with the mood swings? The mood swings, honestly, I understand mood swings a lot. Kind of from personal experience. Um, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder when I was 19. And although I'm not really sure if that was the correct diagnosis, like today, I think it might have just been Asperger's and maybe like normal teenage angst of like mania. Like I was getting my first job at the time, and it was like my first time kind of breaking away on my own from my parents and earning a paycheck and having a boyfriend and stuff. Yeah. But so I was kind of used to mood swings for myself. I've been through a lot of mood swings like during that time between like age 19 to 23, I guess. I used to drink a lot. I was a heavy, heavy drinker. Um, and yeah, I had a lot of mood swings, so I kind of relate to that. And I understand. I feel like I understand mood swings a lot. I understand things like mental illness and people acting out and, regretting it later and they didn't mean it. Like I get that. I've said so many horrible things in my life. One thing about me is that I do stay quiet a lot. I stay quiet a lot. But like when I've had it and then I finally talk and I say my piece on something, oh my God, like watch out because my words cut like a knife. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, thank you. How many changed their names? Honestly, I'm not sure because I only talk to like one of them now. There's only one that I'm still in contact with, I'll be honest. And she has changed her name, yes. But the other ones I have no contact with. I wouldn't know if they changed their names. Um, yeah, some of them blocked me. It is what it is. It is what it is. Sorry. So, yeah, I'm gonna get into part 2 of my recovery story now. And then I'm going to take questions afterwards. I'll take questions on my story. Any questions at all that you would like to know about me or my story, feel free. Please don't hold back. Don't feel like you can't ask something. You absolutely can. I welcome your questions. I will not take offense to any questions unless if I feel they're disrespectful on purpose to me. But if you're trying to ask in a respectful way, I will honor it and I will answer you. Yes. So I am going to just start now on kind of part 2 of my recovery story. And then after that, I will take questions. And then I'll take any questions at all that you guys want to know about Michelle, about the mod situation, about the thing with Trey, bot, everything. I will take all questions at the end. So I'm going to skim through the comments. And I'm sorry if I don't address anything as I'm talking about my recovery because it's a lot, but I'll try my best. And then afterwards, I'll take questions. So if you guys wouldn't mind saving questions for the end, just so that I don't miss them, because to scroll back and get to them is going to be kind of hard. So it would be easier for me if you guys would save your questions till the end. But feel free to just keep commenting, chatting amongst each other, and whatever else comments. Please keep the comments coming. But I am going to take questions after. Okay. So, all right. So it was 2 weeks ago that I shared the beginning of my recovery story, focusing on my addiction, focusing on a lot of my childhood and my teen years. Um, I know that talking a lot about my teen years, it might have seemed as if I was glamorizing the substance use a little bit, and I'll admit that. So I do want to apologize for that. I noticed that it seemed almost like I was glamorizing it a little bit to me. And that's only because it was in my early teen years and I was so young at the time. And I'm just like, I don't really have a filter. So when I talk, I just talk very freely. And it's hard for me to like keep, like a professional type of way about me. I like to just kind of be real and say it like it is. So, I apologize if it seemed as if maybe I was glamorizing that, but it was not meant to be, not my intention. So I do apologize for that. Oh my God, did Jilly Bean get to 1,000? Yes, Jilly Bean. Congratulations. Let's keep them coming, guys. Go sub up to Jilly Bean. All right. Yes, girl. Congratulations. Good for you. Very proud of you. Very proud. Awesome. Terrific. I love it. I love it. I love it. Awesome. Congratulations, Jilly Bean. That is great. I'm so happy for you. Good stuff. I love watching other women succeed. I really do. So like, all right, so let's see. So you guys, if anybody hasn't seen part 1, I will encourage you to go back and check out Tara Tells All, A Sit Down with the Countess, part 1. That was from approximately 2 weeks ago, probably 13 days ago, because it was also done on a Tuesday night. I think today's Monday. I'm so lost. But that was also done on a Tuesday night 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I would encourage you to go back and watch part 1. And this is going to be part 2. So I'll start at around the time when I got clean because I focused a lot on my addiction. in the last one. And this, I want to focus more on my recovery. So the day that I got clean was May 10th of 2016. May 10th of 2016 is my clean date, and I thank God that I have never had to change that. That was drilled into me so much when I made my first year, when I had my 1 year clean anniversary, and I was celebrating at an AA meeting at the time. I actually preferred AA to NA, just as a personal preference. Again, all of this is my opinions only. I'm just simply sharing my experience, strength, and hope. This is only my opinions and nothing more, not intended as medical advice. If you're still struggling in addiction, I encourage you to reach out for professional assistance. Please dial 988 if you're in the US, or 1-800-LIFENET. That's 1-800-LIFENET. They're trained crisis counselors, and they can point you in the right direction. Also, I would encourage you to reach out to your local intergroup of AA or NA online. AA has an online group, and they will be able to point you in the right direction to get help. So I definitely encourage that, and this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, just wanted to get that little disclaimer out of there. And I know it's late, but I don't know what coast you're on. If you have small children in the room, you might want to send them out now. Okay, so on May 10th of 2016, I woke up that morning not knowing that I was going to get clean that day. I went to bed the night before with no plans at all of getting clean or getting into recovery whatsoever. It was the furthest thing from my mind. People used to suggest rehab to me, and I used to get furious with them, absolutely furious and disgusted that how dare they would suggest something like rehab to me, because I felt like I was better than. I did. I felt like I was better than that rehab. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, what kind of person do you think I am? I felt like I was better than, and I was insulted at the idea of being an addict or going to rehab. It's a horrible way to be, and I had to humble myself very quickly. And humbling myself also was one of the best things I ever did. That I humbled myself so completely that when I went into that rehab, I knew full well that I was absolutely no better than anybody there, and that I deserved to be there. It was only by the grace of God that I was there instead of in the ground. I knew that at that point. And I knew that by nothing of my own. Trigger warning, yes. Thank you. I knew that on my own. What was I going to say? No, not on my own. Right. The way that I humbled myself, it happened so quickly for me that I know God did it for me. God did it for me. God humbled me. God woke me up that day. You guys, this is really, it's something. May 10th, 2016, I woke up sick. I was in withdrawals, and I didn't have anything. I didn't have my stuff, and I didn't have any money at all. And I had a girlfriend at the time who was living with me. And so she worked and I didn't work. We hustled together. We went to the gas station and hustled money every night. And then she worked and she had a job, and she also got tips, I think. She was working at a supermarket, but then she was working somewhere else serving coffee, and she was getting tips. And so we were like working it out, as well as hustling. And so May 10th, I woke up. I was sick as a dog. I was in withdrawals. I didn't have anything the day before. And for me to go just one day without was awful. Like, just one day without felt like the end of the world to me. It felt like I was never going to make it. There was no way I would make it till that nighttime to go to sleep. And then if I did, I would honestly, on May 9th, I went to bed that night with nothing, crying myself to sleep. I didn't have anything. And without my girlfriend there, I wasn't able to do the hustle, because we used to take her car to the gas station and then tell people this whole story. But without her in the car, I couldn't do it. And also, without her with me, there was nothing I could really do to get money, because I wouldn't even leave the house on my own. Never, even in that, in the depths of my addiction, I still didn't leave the house on my own. She left the house for me to get my stuff. There was only a few times that she wasn't there and that I was feeling good. I was obviously already under the influence, and then I would leave the house just to meet my dealer. right outside the house. I don't know how I had the balls to let him come right outside the house too, but I did, yeah. And that was a rare occasion though. Even the dealer never saw me, you know. He even knew it was a rare occasion if I called him because I didn't even get on the phone then. So I went to bed that night and 5 years. Congratulations, Opal. Congratulations. I went to bed that night and I had taken a handful of Benadryl. Um, And honestly, I remember the sun going down. You know, I remember watching the sun go down. And I had Venetian blinds on my window. I had Venetian blinds, and they let in a speck of sunlight in the morning, and that killed me. I hated that sunlight coming in, and I hated it for a specific reason. You know, I didn't just mind Hazel. Yeah, my drug of choice was H and opiates and benzodiazepines, like Xanax and Klonopin. Yeah. H, opiates, and benzos. Yeah. Thank you. Um, I did not use needles. I used the other method of snorting it. Um, trying to be careful about my words so that I could monetize this video, but if need be, I would just demonetize it. That's okay. I would rather have this message out there than have to filter it. So that's fine. But I will be using certain codes. Yeah. So that night I took a handful of Benadryl and I knew that I didn't have any money and I was waiting for her to come home. She should have been home already that night and she wasn't home and it was like 3 in the morning and she really should have been home already, but I wasn't worried. And honestly, I saw the sun go down. We had Venetian blinds and we didn't have curtains and you know, we were totally broke. I sold everything of value that I had. Everything of value that I had, whatever jewelry I had, and not just jewelry, but like stupid things. Like I had a collection of holiday Barbies that my parents have been getting me, you know, and I actually sold most of them, holiday Barbies. I remember I think I sold them for like $30 or $40 a pop, probably about face value, but they were going back to like 2002. So they would have been collector's items. I could have saved them for my daughter. But I sold those, and that hurt me. I cried before I sold them. I cried. I didn't want to sell them. My jewelry, I cried over it too, but I knew that was going to go, you know? All my jewelry, everything I had. Yeah, everything. That when I left that house, there was nothing at all of value left in there. That's how bad things got. I would never have even wanted to buy anything of value because like I knew that I just would have sold it immediately. Like, yeah, jewelry. It was an everything must go sale. It was like an everything must go yard sale. Totally. I'm just gonna cam off for 1 sec. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. I know. Okay. Not H anymore. It's straight F now. Oh, right. Jersey Cheryl. That's the thing. I think that's one of the scariest things. And back then, would you believe I didn't realize it? This was in 2016. So towards the end of my addiction, I didn't realize about the fentanyl in it. I didn't know that. I was hearing stories about fentanyl and I wasn't understanding what it does to you. I wasn't understanding the smallest amounts of that can unalive you. Um, I wasn't processing it at all. I really wasn't. Um, no, that's okay. No, I'm not off track. Thanks, Marissa. Thank you, babe. I know I get off track easy. I wasn't even realizing about the fentanyl. I think that's how a lot of my peers have passed too. I do. I especially after some time in recovery. A lot of people went to rehab and got clean, had a few months or a few years in recovery, went out, and now we're, you know, of course, I'm friends with them on Facebook and stuff. And then I get the notification. I start seeing the RIP so and so, RIP. And I'm like, oh my God. And I go on their page and yep, they're no longer with us. So many people. Like I said, at least 50 people that I was in treatment with, at least 50 that I know of. So for the 50 that I know of, there's got to be a lot more that I haven't heard about that just aren't on Facebook or their families chose not to share it, you know? It's absolutely heartbreaking, yeah. So Hazel, I don't drink. No, I don't drink alcohol, but that's my choice. Like that's a personal choice. And I feel that if I wanted to, I would allow myself 1 to 2 drinks if I wanted to, but I don't. I don't want to. But I think that if I did, it might be okay. However, I would never go past 1 or 2 drinks, you know? I think that there's such a thing as they call it drinking privileges, or they used to back in the day in the old school TCs, the treatment centers of the older times. They would call it drinking privileges. And some of the recovery coaches, after 2 years of clean time, would be allowed to have 1 drink, you know. Um, I'm not sure how I feel about it. And I think it's definitely better and way more advisable to just stay away from alcohol altogether. I think alcohol can be a trigger for other drugs, um, especially if you get under the influence, you have a couple of drinks and you start thinking that other things might be okay, whereas you normally wouldn't have entertained that idea, you know? So I wouldn't recommend it. I think 1 or 2 drinks might be okay for some people, but you know, yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. I'd say it's not advisable, and I'd say definitely wait at least 2 years into your recovery to even entertain the notion. I don't think it's worth it. I am a huge 420 advocate. That I do partake in, and I'm a huge 420 advocate. I think that there's a huge benefit to marijuana maintenance, and that sometimes it can be used to further or enhance one's recovery. I think that sometimes there are people that are on the edge of relapse, and I've seen marijuana maintenance kind of step in and work for them, and they didn't. So I am a huge 420 advocate. I am. I think it's very beneficial, and I think it's very beneficial in a lot of psychological cases too. I think that it's a great alternative for psych meds and for other pain medications as well. So for people that have chronic pain and are trying, they're in recovery from pain meds and stuff, marijuana is a great alternative. So I will say that I'm a definite 420 advocate. Alcohol, not so much, not as much, but I do believe in the old school TC kind of thinking that drinking privileges after 2 years, no more than 1 to 2 drinks ever at a time. That would just be my opinion, my own personal opinion. But it's definitely better off to stay away from alcohol altogether. I think that having a couple of drinks could trigger you to think that other things are okay, whereas you normally would never have thought that. So yeah, I would stay away. Cali sober. Exactly, Hazel. That's what Jessica Kent calls it. I like Jessica Kent a lot. I feel bad that a lot of stuff has came out about her recently, saying that like she's not genuine and she's not legit and that she's been lying about a lot of things. I feel bad to hear that because I always liked her so much. I really, really like Jessica Kent. She has a great channel, a huge channel. If anybody doesn't isn't familiar with Jessica Kent, she does these awesome story times about her time in prison, about having a baby in prison. She's a woman in recovery. She's also a 420 advocate, and I love her. Yes, definitely check out her channel. It's Jessica Kent. There's been a lot of stuff coming out with her lately, and I don't know what's true or not, but I'd almost rather not even know the truth. I don't even want to know the truth. I like her, and that's it. I hate to have to question things. If she hasn't been honest, then that's her business, but I don't even want to know. You know what I mean? I just don't. I'd rather keep liking her. I know. I don't know. I love her channel so much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like her. So I'll vouch for her. I don't want to know the truth. I mean, whatever it is, it is. Yeah. A lot of stuff has come out lately, people trying to jump on her saying, she's lying about stuff and who knows, but I mean, everybody respects their privacy. I mean, everybody should respect her privacy, even as a creator. She puts enough of her life out there, I think, that I don't really think she's like pulling the wool over anyone's eyes that much. I really don't. But we'll see. I guess time will tell. But it doesn't matter to me. Like, it doesn't matter to me. That's her personal life. If she chooses not to share everything, like I respect that. I like her. She's got a huge channel, yeah. But okay. Sorry. I have to get sidetracked. uh oh well. Yeah, some can and some can't, exactly. It's not for everyone, you know, it's not for everyone. Some people are better off abstaining altogether. Some people, sorry, some people are much better off abstaining altogether, you know. Some people, they might smoke and it might trigger something for them. Who knows? Everybody is different. Everybody is way, way different with that. Absolutely. So, yeah, I was getting to the night before of May 10th. Um, that night we had, I went to sleep. I was all alone. My girlfriend had left. She should have been home already at that point. And we had Venetian blinds and we couldn't afford curtains or anything. So I didn't like that speck of light that used to come in the morning. And I didn't like it for a very specific reason. It wasn't that the light was bothering me. It was that I couldn't stand the thought that it was another day. I couldn't stand the thought that, oh my God, it's morning again. Oh my God, excuse me, another day of this. Like, are you kidding me? I used to wake up mad at God. I used to wake up mad at God for letting me see another day. As horrible as it sounds, it's the truth. So I went to bed that night and I prayed to God not to allow me to wake up in the morning. I was like, please, God, you know what I'm going through. You know that I can't take it anymore and I'm at my breaking points. Like, if you really loved me and cared for me, then you would not allow for me to wake up in the morning because I cannot do this anymore. And I begged and I pleaded with God that night that please just don't let me wake up to see that light again in the morning. I cannot see the sun coming over the mountain again another day. I can't. I just won't do it. Like, and yeah, I really was desperate that I wouldn't have to wake up again that morning because I knew I couldn't handle another day of this. I couldn't. And I wasn't even seeing the fact that there was another possibility. I wasn't seeing at all that if I really couldn't deal with that another day, then I could change my life and stop using and not have to deal with that again. I didn't see that as a possibility at all. You know, that was not a notion in my mind that that might help or that that might be an idea. Um, so like the next morning when I woke up, I was disgusted. I was disgusted and I didn't even have cigarettes. You know, I didn't have cigarettes. And so I felt like I couldn't function my brain to even like make a decision about anything. And in that morning, I was in withdrawals and I did start thinking about now, I started thinking about, is there any way that I might be able to stop using and be okay? And that was the first time I ever actually seriously entertained that thought. I started thinking like, you know, I knew that I wasn't going to commit S. I knew that that was not going to be a real option. I was kind of believing that maybe if I pleaded with God enough, he might actually not allow for me to wake up in the morning. I was kind of believing that. So then when I woke up, I was disgusted. Yeah, we didn't have curtains, so I had a dark purple bed sheet that I actually taped, scotch taped across the Venetian blinds on my window. I took a dark purple bed sheet and I scotch taped it to the wall around the Venetian blinds so that the light wouldn't be coming in. Um, and I prayed and I just I don't know. I really didn't think that I would wake up the next day, but I did, and I was so disgusted. And I started thinking of other ways all of a sudden, of like what was I going to do? Um, so at this time, my husband wasn't living with me. He had taken my daughter and left me for their own sake, for her well-being. He did the right thing, and I wanted him to also. I believed that it was the right thing. I knew that I couldn't be raising her. Um, he and I had come to that conclusion together. Um, so at that time, I called him. I reached out to him. He was, you know, my ex, I guess, at the time, but we were still very close as friends. And I reached out to him and I called him crying hysterical. And I remember like raging on the phone. I couldn't get my words out. And I was so mad because he would ask me to repeat myself and I legit couldn't like find the right words in my head. So like, I remember he asked me something about a day, about what day of the week is it? And I got so mad and I was like, what day of the week is it? What does it matter? Monday, Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday, day, like the words, a day. And I was losing it. I was like, what does it matter? Days, they're all the same. You want to call it Monday or you want to call it Friday? You want to call it Sunday? What does it matter? They're all the same and they're all horrible. I was raging, raging that I couldn't even get my words out. You know, I'm like, how dare you ask me about the days? What does the day matter? It doesn't matter what you call it. They're all the same. And I just want them all to be over. And I wasn't seeing that they could be. I wasn't seeing that, like, I could actually stop using and be okay. And then I could get better and enjoy life and enjoy my day and get through my day without taking pills. No, I didn't see that. Oh, I never saw that as a possibility at all. It's so crazy, but I literally didn't think that was ever going to be a possibility. You're saved for a reason to be a mommy and help others. Thank you, natural born leader. I believe that. I do believe that, which is why I would no longer be silent. I will no longer be silent. I will no longer keep myself as away from this world. I've been very much keeping myself separate from the world, you know, and meanwhile, I know that God stepped in and saved me so that I could help others. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. I know it. God saved me. He pulls one person out from the fire, not just to save that one person from the fire, but so that they can go back. They can go back in with the pails of water and rush to the other ones that are still in there and help them out. So by me keeping myself from the world, I'm actually doing God a disservice for what he has done for me. It's my duty, it's my responsibility to stay connected and to keep on telling this story over and over and to try to help anybody that I can. Absolutely. And so that's totally what I'm going to do. Totally what I'm going to do. And I definitely plan on making my rounds again as an NA speaker. I want to go to women's prisons and women's sober houses and stuff like that. I want to talk to the women there and help them to be reunited with their families. So I'm going to start doing that again soon. Specifically with women, I love working with women. You know, when I worked as a recovery coach, I worked with women and men, and I love working with both, absolutely. But something about working with another woman that just speaks to me, especially when she has children and she's able to reclaim her life and get them back. It's so much work. It's so hard, especially when your children are taken from you with ACS. It is very hard to get them back. And it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort, a lot of steps to complete. So when a woman has done that, I give her such respect and such props for it because it's very hard. But it can be done, can absolutely be done. So yeah, I was disgusted that morning. I called my husband now, and I was raging about the days and everything. And I was telling him how my girlfriend left. You know, oh, at that point I realized that she had taken off on me and she wasn't coming back. At that point, I realized that because she didn't have a lot of stuff at my house, like clothes and stuff. She had some stuff, but her stuff was gone. But that wasn't what alerted me because she could have easily taken it. It wasn't much. But we had cats together. We had 3 kittens that we rescued off the street. One of them was missing a leg, actually. Um, we had 3 kittens that we rescued. We found them in a box outside, and we left them for a while to see if the mother cat was going to come back. And then eventually we took them in, and we raised them for a few months. Yeah. But I noticed the cats were gone. The cats and their litter box and their food dish and their bag of food and their litter, everything was gone. So I said, okay. Sorry. So I said, okay. She left. Like, she actually left. Like, she took off. I couldn't process it, you know? I couldn't process. I couldn't believe that it was true. Like, if just your stuff was gone, I wouldn't have fully believed it. But the cats were gone. I was like, holy crap. So I called my husband and I was like, she left, you know, because she was the one who was like, she was working and she was meeting people for me. She was getting my stuff. And without her, I wouldn't have been able to do the hustle because it was her car and we were going to a gas station to hustle money. So without her, I wouldn't have been able to do any of it. And also she talked to people for me. She reached out to dealers for me. not only did she make most of the money, but she like did everything for me too. So I knew that without her, I wasn't going to be able to do it. I couldn't believe that she was gone, and but the fact that Shook the Cats told me that she wasn't coming back. Like she wouldn't have taken all that stuff. And also someone had to come to pick her up. Someone had to come to pick her up with all that stuff. Because at that point she didn't even have a car anymore. So there's no way that she left with 3 cats and litter boxes and a big bag of litter and food and all that, and her clothes and every single thing without a ride. So someone had to come and pick her up. And, in order for her to get someone to come pick her up and take all that stuff and everything, it had to have been an effort for her, because I know at that point most of her friends were no longer talking to her either. So I knew that if she actually went through all that effort and left with the cats, like she was not coming back. Oh, Roxanne. I said, all right, she's not coming back. So I called him like animalistically freaking out. And he's like, something about what day of the week is it? And I flipped. I was like, what does it matter? Monday, Sunday, Friday. They're all friggin' days and they all suck. I need them all over. I was just raging. And then he actually started mentioning, I don't know how he had the balls to even mention it to me because I was in such a rage, but he did start mentioning to me about this. I think this is the time that you could change your life. I think this is the time that you could change your life. Like, and you don't have to. You don't have to, like he was, I don't know, the way he was wording it, I do believe that God was speaking through him, as crazy as it sounds, because he didn't normally speak that way to me. He didn't. I feel that God was giving him the right words to speak to me so that I would receive the message. He was telling me, like now might be the right time that you could change your life. You don't have to live like this. Like, you don't have to struggle. You don't have to wake up every day like this, scrambling to figure out how you're going to get your stuff. Like, you could actually choose that you don't want to do it anymore. And then you can go away and get help, take time. She's not coming back. I was living upstairs with my dad. So my husband knew that was not an ideal situation. And it was just as well the perfect timing for me to go away to a rehab. And I always would dismiss that idea and be so disgusted that anyone would suggest that to me, because I felt like I was better than. So how could you suggest something like that? Like I was just disgusted at the notion. But this day, God humbles me. God humbles me, and I needed it. Oh, I needed to be humbled. I needed to be knocked right down to the size that I was, so that I could see that I needed help. I needed it. I've never let that humility escape me since that day, or I've really tried not to. I have tried not to, very much so. I've tried to keep that humility as a huge part of my personality. Even when I do have achievements and things that I should be proud of, I still humble myself a lot, because I know that I know where it could be. I know where things could have been for me. I know where my story could have ended. To think that that's true. My story, had I not, I don't know, I do feel like if I hadn't been on the phone with my husband that day, I don't know what I would have done. I really couldn't tell you what I would have done if I didn't, like, say, if he didn't pick up the phone or something. I don't know. I haven't given it that much thought. I haven't given that much thought, honestly. But I hadn't given it that much thought. Hang on one sec. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. I just got to keep switching on and off. Sorry. So, sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know, like, if he hadn't answered the phone that day, what I really would have done. I can't even tell you, because I'm not sure, I haven't given it that much thought. I don't know, I was just thinking about it now of what would I have done. I kept telling him, I said, all right, I can't do it anymore. I can't. I was crying and I said, all right, Vin, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I can't take it anymore. I'll glam it up. No, I already gave her a hike. Yeah, certain people, if they want to come in like that, you could block them. Or if they could be timed out, they can go to the dungeon for a while. They could spend a few minutes in the dungeon. But if they want to come in like that, just block them. It's fine. Thank you. Yeah, so I don't really know what I would have done that day if my husband hadn't answered the phone. I keep thinking of that, honestly. I really do think of that. I feel like God gave him the words to give me. Absolutely. Because suddenly he was breaking it down in a way that, like, he never broke it down to me before, kind of letting me know, like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to go to rehab. No. But if you don't really want to live like this anymore and you're not going to do anything else to change it, then you might have to, like, get help. It was just the way he was wording it. Yeah, it was just the way that he was wording it that suddenly I was able to understand that, like, I wasn't going to have to go to rehab because my dad told me that I had to, or because my husband told me that I had to, or my girlfriend told me that I had to. I was never going to do anything because someone told me that they thought I needed to. But I was going to do something that was my idea, something that I thought of on my own because I chose to do it. And that's the way that he was breaking it down to me. It was not like you need to go to rehab, not like this is what you need to do, but maybe this is what you want to do. Maybe this is what you want to choose to do on your own. And thinking of it that way, saying if I could do it on my own as my choice, that might be something that I could do because now I'm choosing to do this. No one's telling me you're going away to rehab. You have to go. I'm saying, I want to go to rehab. I want to change my life. That I could do. So, because, like there's certain ways that you can get through to people and certain ways that you can't. And like I always had my guard up a lot around that subject. So like if somebody would bring it up to me that it was their idea, I would immediately be insulted. But him kind of letting me know that I could choose that all on my own without anyone forcing me, like I don't know, all of a sudden it made sense. And I realized that I had no other option also. I realized that I had no other option. God was not going to take me out as I had begged him to. He wasn't going to do it. And I was mad at him too. I was mad at God. And I definitely wasn't going to go on anyone else's suggestion. There was no way I was going to get clean on someone else's suggestion. Um, I was very grateful that my family and friends didn't stage an intervention for me because I'm not sure it would have worked. And I believe in tough love to an extent, but I'm not sure how I feel about interventions. I do always think of Kurt Cobain and how his family and friends had staged an intervention shortly before he passed. And I often wonder, had they not done that, I think he might still be alive today. I think he might still be using, he might still be an active addict, but I think he might be alive. And that's only my opinion with Kurt Cobain. That's only my opinion. I do believe in tough love, but I think that intervention might have sent him over the edge because everybody was telling him that if he didn't stop, they were out of his life, including his wife, and I love her too to death. I love her. I'm not supposed to say that word, the D word, and I said it. Oh, well, if I have to, I'll demonetize this one video. That's okay. I'll try not to say it again, but all right. Exactly. And that was the thing, was that like, I think that my dad and my husband and my girlfriend might have been wanting to stage an intervention at one point, and I was hoping that they weren't gonna. They never did. That it didn't have to get to that point. Once I realized that I could do it on my own and it could be my choice, like that that was it that day. And so I told the whole story of how I called for an ambulance and I went to the old clinic where I used to go for mental health. And I asked them to call for an ambulance for me, and they did. They took me to a hospital. From there, that hospital didn't have a detox, so I stayed there for one night. And then they actually gave me a voucher for a taxi for a cab. So I didn't have any money on me at all, and I wasn't going to take a bus or a train in that condition. They gave me a voucher for a cab to another hospital that did have a detox and a 28-day rehab. And so I went to another hospital. I got out of the cab. I didn't have any cigarettes. I walked around the block to try to bum a cigarette, to asking strangers, um, I finally got one from a hospital security guard. The hospital security guard outside on her break smoking a cigarette, and she gave me one. And I talked to her. We smoked together. I talked to her, and she walked me into the hospital with her. After that, she brought me in. I was like, "Could you take me in with you?" I was like, "Could you take me back in with you and just walk me to wherever I got to go to get into the detox?" And I was crying, and she did. Yeah, I was like latching on to people. Hey, Lizzie, latching on to people however I could, and I was like, "Could you take me with you?" Once I got into the detox, I stayed there for 6 days. They gave me the option of staying for a 28-day program, which I was very reluctant because I really wanted to get out and smoke a cigarette and to smoke weed, you know. And I was like, I want to stay clean, but those are my two things. But I stayed for the 28 days because I knew that after 5 or 6 days in a detox, there's no way I was going to be strong enough to leave. And then after the 28 days, before that, about a week in, about 7 to 10 days into the 28-day program, I had a really great counselor there. I had a wonderful counselor who went above and beyond. I used to sit in his office every day for hours. He was so cool. He would let me sit in his office and just chew his ear off. I had so much to say all of a sudden because I had been silent for so long in my addiction. I had been silent for so long in depression and using, that I was just clean. I had about 2 weeks time, and all I wanted to do was talk to him. And I would sit in his office and I would tell him how one day I wanted to go to school and I wanted to be a counselor like him. And I wanted to go get my KSAC. And I was so like into the psychology behind all this stuff. He was doing something with me called mirror therapy. And he would give me a handheld mirror to hold and look at myself and like see the changes even in my face and how I was starting to look a little more human. I looked like hell when I first went in, and I thought I looked great. I was 102 pounds, and I felt like, oh, this is great. I'm so stick thin. Look at me. I'm finally skinny. It was not good at all. I looked like horrible, horrible. And he was doing mirror therapy with me and like letting me look in the mirror and see and say like I am beautiful and stuff. And I couldn't say it at first. I couldn't say it. I started crying every time. My face would turn beet red. I was so embarrassed. I would start laughing, my nervous laugh. I couldn't get those words out in the mirror, especially like he was a guy and it was, with him in the room. So then he said, all right, you might have to do it alone first in your room, in the bathroom by yourself. Try it. And finally, I was able to by myself. And then finally, I was able to with him. And it became easier as I was talking to other women there, and I was able to see the beauty in them, regardless of what they did, regardless of their stories of the ugliness and everything. And I was able to see the beauty in them. And I was able to tell them so freely that they were beautiful and that they were worthy and that they were, and it was time to start telling myself, like, that I was worthy, that I was worthy of respect, that I was able to help people, that my opinions had value. And it was like every time it was so hard. I couldn't, and I was laughing nonstop because I would say it and I would turn red and I would be embarrassed and I would be like, well, it's not true though. I'll say it, but it's not true. Yeah, it was so, and he was so good. I always think of him. He was such a great counselor. I always think of him. And I was like, I'm gonna make you proud, I'm gonna get my KSAC too, and then I'm gonna come back and visit you and stuff. And after I became a recovery coach, I really wanted to go visit him, but he was no longer working in the same place. He was only on Staten Island, and I wasn't able to get out there. But one day I will. One day soon, I would love to. Who knows? Maybe one day he'll be on my channel. Maybe one day we have a sit down. We'll have a sit down with him, maybe, and do an interview. That would be awesome. I know I did call him when I became a recovery coach. I did call him on the phone and I let him know that I did become a recovery coach. And that was about 2 years later. 2 years later, yeah. And I remember when I made my first year in AA, because I happen to feel more comfortable with that fellowship than NA, but it has to be whatever works for you. And in some areas, it's just a different kind of crowd with AA than it is with NA. So I was always a little bit more quiet and reserved and like responded better to like well-mannered types of people. Nothing against the NA crowd, but they were just wild. They were wild. They were probably more fun. They were more fun, but they were wild and like loud and stuff. And they were huggers too. They were huggers. But the NA was more mild mannered and like raising their hands to speak and reserves and not huggers. So I felt more comfortable. Um, oh, thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. But it has to be whatever you prefer. Like I said, the NA crowd was probably more fun, more vocal for sure, and huggers, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I liked AA a little bit better. They were not huggers. I liked it better. And I don't mind hugs, but I don't really like hugs from strangers. This is not male strangers either. Certainly not male strangers. No hugs. No. So yeah, that I wasn't feeling the hugs. But you know, sorry. Sorry, I'm just kind of like glancing at the chat a little bit on my other device. Yeah. So okay, you like NA better. Okay, you see, a lot of my friends liked NA better too. Yeah, I've shared my story at several NA meetings too, and it's always a great time. They're a fun crowd. Yeah, it's the hugs weren't for me. I'd have to tell people I'm sorry, I'm not a hugger. Yeah, because that's their thing. I don't know if that's in all places or only New York. I wonder. Opal, is that a thing in where you are too with the hugs? And it's good because some people do need that. Some people do need that. So I get it. I get that too. But yeah, I want to start getting into going back to AA and NA meetings. It's not it hasn't been like my main pathway, no. But I think it is a wonderful pathway, and for some it is the only pathway. For some. Now, me, I feel like there's so many pathways to recovery. I don't believe in only one, and I don't believe in saying it has to be oh, my phone is shutting down. Okay, am I back? Yes, I'm back. Okay, sorry guys, I know. Sorry about that. Yeah. Oh, Roxanne, I'm gonna get a new phone for myself, hon. I'm gonna get myself a new one. Hopefully soon I'll be able to. Thank you so much for that offer. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am gonna be able to get one soon. Yes, I will get one on my own. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that offer, though. Thank you. Thanks a million. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Oh, glitter pixie, that's not true at all. People like to downplay MAT or medication assisted recovery, and that's BS, you know. I know that Michelle said a lot of stuff like that, and I kind of let her say it and went along with it and didn't correct her, but I did correct her privately. Oh, Roxanne, thank you so much. I would appreciate a little help, sure. Thanks a million. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Um, thank you. That's so nice of you. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I think that medication assisted treatment is just as valid, absolutely just as valid as any other type of recovery. I do not think that medication assisted treatment should be downplayed or looked upon as cheating as someone that's still using. No, absolutely not. If someone makes a conscious decision to stop using and they do that by using methadone or Suboxone, I absolutely commend them, and I think their recovery is just as valid as my own. Yeah. Oh, Roxanne, thank you. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Thank you. Oh my God. you know, um, yeah, I know that Michelle definitely said a lot of hurtful things about people on methadone and Suboxone, and I know that I didn't really correct her publicly on it. And for that, I do apologize, and I feel really bad about that because that's my thing. Like that's my thing of all things. You know what I mean? Like to stand on. And did correct her a lot in private about that and told her to stop speaking on Matt, stop speaking on people in recovery, period, and definitely stop speaking on methadone and Suboxone. But I knew that that was something that was like a tick of hers. She had a lot of ticks like money, weight, people in recovery, status. She liked to feel like she was better than people because she was not an addict. Um, she liked to feel like, you know, because of her money and her weight, so it's all status to Michelle, you know. So she could easily throw jabs on someone and you know, get insults them for being in recovery, just like she tried to do to me by calling me a Brooklyn prostitute and saying that I was a heroin addict. Right. I am an addict. I actually say that. Alexis, oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, Alexis, thank you so much for the 1999 super chat. It says towards your new phone. Thanks a million, Alexis. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are too sweet. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So I knew that that was her thing, you know, is making fun of people for their status, pretty much their status in life, them being poor, them not having money, um, them being in recovery or not in recovery, any type of addiction, they're being overweight, being ugly. Basically, numbers mean a lot to Michelle. So weight, status, money, you know, and these are all things that don't matter to me. These are all things that I know don't make you as a person. Your status in life, your financial situation, your looks, your appearance, your weight, um, if you're in addiction, if you're in recovery. I mean, these are things that don't make you a better or worse person. I'm in recovery, but I don't consider myself to be a better person necessarily than someone that might be in their addiction. It doesn't mean I think they might make bad choices, but it doesn't make them bad people. They might do bad things, they might have made bad choices. It doesn't mean they're fundamentally bad people. Um, and I'm all for Matt. Me personally, I'm not on methadone or Suboxone. No, I knew that for me that was going to be like a huge crutch, and that I would find it extremely hard to come off of either one. I knew that from just my personality. I have, oh my God, I got another super chat. Shelly Lou, thank you. Thank you so much, Shelly Lou, for the $13.99 super chat. A little bit towards phone fund. Oh my God, thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate that, you guys. Thank you. Sober people make bad choices all the time. Exactly. You got that right. I'm a survivor. I make plenty of bad choices. Exactly right. Exactly. And it doesn't make us better or worse than, just like our financial situation doesn't make us better or worse than our looks and our appearance is just that, only our personal appearance. It doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. At the end of the day, any of us, God forbid, could be in an accident that could render us by the end of the day permanently in a wheelchair or permanently disfigured face. Anything could happen to us at any point, at any time in the day or night, where suddenly, by the end of the day, our looks are dramatically changed forever, through no fault of our own. And does that make us a better or worse then as a person? Hell no, of course not. Of course not. That's just your, oh my God. Hey, Valley girl. Welcome. Welcome, Valley girl. I'm so glad that you're here. My God, I hope that you're staying away from the negativity and the drama. I'm so sorry for everything that Michelle put you through, Valley girl. That was disgusting to me that she was willing to get involved in your personal life and your marriage. I was so thoroughly disgusted with that. I was very much already at my breaking point with her. Yep, and that was one of the last straws, was getting involved, because she always said that you were like her real life friend. She loved you so much and you were so close. Like, if she's gonna do this to her real life friend, she's gonna do this to anybody on the internet for sure. And then some, you know? Hey, sorry. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Valley girl, I'm so glad that you're here. Right, salty AF, medication assisted recovery, and thank God every day for the opportunity to be able to be on Suboxone, because if I wasn't, I don't know where I'd be. Exactly. Exactly. Methadone and Suboxone has saved so many people. So many people, just saves their lives. Yeah, absolutely. And I do believe that once you make a conscious decision to change your life around and get clean, um, really, it's like miracles can happen. Miracles can absolutely happen. Um, so that day, excuse me, that day my whole life changed. I woke up that day thinking that I just didn't want to live anymore and I wanted to be done and all that, because I wasn't seeing another option. I wasn't seeing that I could like choose to get clean and change my life around on purpose, and that nobody would have to make me do it. It wouldn't have to be my dad forcing me to do it, or um my husband forcing me to do it, my girlfriend, or anything like that. I could actually I'm so glad. I'm grateful that my family didn't stage an intervention, because I don't know how I would have responded to that. Even though I say I believe in tough love now, which I kind of do, I guess I don't fully all the way, because if it was a personal family member or something of mine, I don't think an intervention would be the best route. No. However, I don't really know of an appropriate alternative when things get so bad for someone that their family really wants to step in. I don't think there's much that you can do. And I have seen the interventions work a lot too. I mean, I used to watch that show all the time, Intervention. I don't watch it anymore, but like I have seen it happen where it worked. But then I don't know. I do think of people like Kurt Cobain, where I saw that intervention as as a ways to an end, in a way. Like, I know that he definitely didn't see any way out, because he wasn't thinking about stopping on his own. So I often wonder, if that hadn't happened, would he still be alive? But he'd still be using. Yeah, I don't know. But so yeah, in the 28-day rehab, I decided that I was going to be in for the more long term, the long haul. And I said to my husband that I was going to go away for like 6 to 9 months, I thought at the time, because I was speaking to that counselor every day in his room. And he had told me about They called it TCs. Back in the day, they called them treatment centers. And they were very strict back in like the 90s. They used to use the term sweeping the sun off the roof. And they would have their residents, who are people in treatment, basically, they call it sweeping the sun off the roof because from 12 to 12, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., some of them would be on contract, which was that they misbehaved or they acted out while they were in treatment. And if you break the rules when you're in treatment, you get to be on contract. So now you have a contract with the counselors saying that you're going to do A, B, C, and D to redeem yourself in order to stay in treatment and stay in good graces. So a lot of people would break the rules while in treatment. And when they did, they would be on contract, sweeping the sun off the roof, which was basically sweeping the roof literally for 12 hours from 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. So they were just sweeping for no reason. Back in the day, they had so many different punishments and stuff. For women, I know that they used to call it getting a haircut. And there's an excellent series, there's an excellent documentary on Tubi about this. And I think, oh yeah, I remember. It's on Tubi, you guys. It's about the old school TCs, and it's called The Last Stop. Okay. It's called The Last Stop on Tubi. Please check it out. It explains a lot of the good, bad, and ugly of TCs and kind of mental health treatment centers as well. And I believe that some of the stuff that was filmed on this Tubi special, The Last Stop, was filmed in one of the locations where I was in treatment, I believe. And I'll definitely get more about that in the future, about that documentary, The Last Stop. We'll have a whole night where we'll talk about that. If anybody wants to check it out, we can do a special next week, next Tuesday at 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. We can do a special discussing the Tubi documentary, The Last Stop, next week. If you guys want to check it out during the week, and then next week we'll discuss it, I think that would be awesome. It's on Tubi and it's free, and it's called The Last Stop. And it's about a 2-hour documentary about the old school TCs, treatment centers, and mental health treatment centers back in the day. And I think this was like in the 80s, early 90s. It's kind of in the 80s and early 90s. And so they would have what they did to women, they called it getting a haircut. And so when a woman would misbehave and break the rules in a treatment center in the 90s and the 80s, they would shave her head in front of everybody. They would put her in the middle of a circle and shave her head. And that was meant to humble her. And that was meant to bring her, kind of cut her down in a sense. Like, so now she's losing her charms as a woman. She feels like now she's not attractive. She's losing, and that's meant to humble her and break her down. Now, I mean, do I agree with all that stuff? No, I don't agree with all that stuff. As a matter of fact, in that documentary, they showed there was someone who unalives themselves in the bathroom at that very facility as a result of that treatment. So, it's definitely harsh. Hang on one second, guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, so I don't agree with that kind of treatment at all. Like that was the old school kind of military type way, you know, which is the in the olden days, not in the olden days, but old school. They uh they were very much military style, the way they ran these TCs. Oh, go ahead, go for it then. Go for it. Go for it if that makes you feel better. Go for it. That's nice. Very nice. If that makes you feel better, then by all means, do it. Do I look like I'm concerned? Thank you. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm not really keeping up with the chat. I just saw a nasty comment. I'm sorry. Oh, my God, Roxanne. Because they wanted a COVID check without. Oh, snap. Oh, my God. I'm so, so sorry to hear that, Roxanne. Oh, well. I am so sorry for your loss, Roxanne. That is terrible. Everybody, please put prayers for Roxanne. Roxanne, I'm here for you. I'm here for you anytime you want to talk. If you want to email me, my email is TaraF1227. I'd be more than happy to give you my number. We can text or we can have a conversation one day if you like. I'm here for you. You know, I can't be there for anybody and for more than a friend, you know, but as far as being a friend and an ear to listen, I'm there. Yeah. Thanks. Oh, yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh, somebody's saying that they want to call CPS on me. What was it? She said, worried about Evelyn, which is my daughter. She needs to be saved from you. Calling CPS. You're supporting the woman who sexualized Evelyn. Right. And I'm not supporting anybody. I'm not supporting anybody. I stand on the side of what's right. And I have nothing against Jenny Jen. I realize that was a mistake. She admitted that was a mistake and she apologized for it. So if someone admits their mistake and apologizes and tries to do better, then I don't believe in holding it against them. And I understand that this is YouTube, this is the internet. So I understand that people make horrible mistakes, including myself. Right. But if calling CPS would make you feel better about yourself and your life, whatever situation you might be in your life that clearly you're unhappy about because you're on the internet trying to spread hate, whatever it is in your life that you're so unhappy about, if it's going to give you some pleasure and make you feel better about your own life by calling CPS on me, then go for it. Go for it. I'm not worried at all. So if that's what it takes to make you feel better, then go ahead. Want to waste valuable time and resources, that's fine. Actually, I wouldn't encourage somebody wasting time and resources, no. But do whatever it takes to make yourself feel better, sweetheart. I'm sorry your life is miserable. If coming at me is going to make you feel better, then come at me. That's okay. Right. Well, exactly. That's why I said, actually, no, don't waste time and resources. Yep, exactly. Do something else. Don't waste time and resources, because now I'm sitting here saying go for it. Right. I wouldn't suggest wasting time and resources. No. Unbelievable. But do whatever it is to make yourself feel better. Sure. Maybe you might want to do a little makeup lesson with me. It always makes me feel better. It might work for you too. Okay. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to let that throw me, and I did. Sorry. But glim it up. Right. Exactly. But yeah, I love working with other women. I love working with other women to get reunited with their children, you know. That's something that I do miss. I know. Oh, I miss it so much. I was meant to get a job working in a men's prison, believe it or not. There was a position that was available for me working on Rikers Island, and I considered it. And I know my husband didn't want me to take it, you know, and I considered it. And then at the time, my husband had gotten a job offer, and I decided that I was going to decline and step back and step away from my work as a recovery coach for some time, because I saw that my daughter really needed me, and I thought that she was going to benefit a lot more from homeschooling than the public school system at that time. Thank you, Erica. Yeah, I felt like the public school system was not really working for her. And I wanted to be able to devote 100% of myself and to homeschool her also. So that's what I did. Yeah. My friend, Oh yeah. Oh, Bunny. So okay, my friend, she was an addict. She was a heroin addict in the past, and she was on Suboxone, but she was misusing it where she was taking like two or three at a time in order to get a high from it. And so she was nodding out and stuff as a result. And then she was messing with pills and stuff, dipping and dabbing a little bit on the side, or like selling hers and running out of the Suboxone and then using H for a few days. So she was dipping and dabbing, but nowhere near on my level, you know? Um, and yeah, no, I immediately went to the hospital after she left. And then I called her one time from the hospital and I talked to her and about how I was going to change my life and do the right thing. And I really hoped that I was going to be able to rectify stuff with my husband and get back together with him. She knew how important that relationship was to me. It was so important to me that I was going to be able to make up with him. Like, I wanted to get back together with him when I was still using, but I was like not fully understanding that that was the reason why we were not together. I was not even understanding that at that point. I was already like so far off that I was delusional, like because I was 102 pounds and I felt like I looked so great, and I was delusional about things like um forgetting a lot of the reality, you know, like I knew that my daughter was not coming back like to live with me, and I was delusional about it because it was the only way I would get through. It was the only way that I would get through. So I was definitely delusional. Yeah. Oh, I have the credentials. Yes, sirree, Bob, I do. Yes, I absolutely have the credentials for that. You don't need any special credentials to homeschool your child in the state of New York, though, actually. But even if I did, I most certainly do. So yeah, Bunny. She left with the cats, right? And I knew she wasn't coming back. And then after I took off, I called her maybe 3 days later, and I told her that I was going to be staying for the detox and then the 28-day rehab, and most likely after that I was going to do long term in residential treatment. They called it residential treatment is the word for it now, not a TC. That was back in like the 80s and the early 90s, but now they call it residential treatment. Um, because I felt like I can't get my life back together after 28 days. You know, there's just no way. And so in residential treatment, they offer a comprehensive program where you can go in and now you have a bed, you have a safe place to stay, and you have a program every day with your classes. You're going to take anger management, you're going to take stress management, relapse prevention, parenting classes. It's all available to you under one umbrella in residential treatment. It's the umbrella. So they have that full umbrella. While you're there, you're getting Medicaid, you're getting medical coverage, you're seeing doctors, you're going to the dentist. So it gives you an opportunity to have a safe place to stay while you're getting your life together. You have a bed, you have your 3 meals a day, and you have these classes going on every day. You have your stress prevention, your parenting classes. I did, Bunny. I did go upstate. Yeah, I did. Yeah, all the way upstate. Uh-huh. I yeah. I had the opportunity to stay in the city, right? So I was gonna stay in the city in Queens, in Jamaica, Queens. And I stayed in that facility for 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks before deciding that if I had the opportunity to go upstate and it was going to be covered by my insurance, then I definitely wanted to go upstate. Yeah. Yeah. I went to an all female program upstate. Um, it was the best thing ever. I started out in a co ed facility and I was flirting with some of the guys and stuff. Honestly, I'll admit that. I had a little bit of an issue being in a co-ed facility so early on in treatment with my self-esteem issues and stuff. Like once I started feeling a little bit good about myself, then guys are going to flirt, and I was just flirting back, and it wasn't really a good thing, and I wasn't going to be able to fully heal in that environment. And so my counselor saw that, and she said, I'm going to send you to an all-female facility. And I was crying hysterical. And I was like, no, why? Because the co-ed facility was a great distraction. I could have stayed there easily for 6 to 9 months, and left not healed. I could have easily stayed there 6 to 9 months and completed the program and left and still been mentally screwed. And if I would have stayed there, I would have been. I needed all female. I was allowing the men to distract me. And yeah, I probably would have like gotten a boyfriend there. I'll admit it, I would have. And then God knows like what would have happened when I left, if we might have relapsed together, if we would have stayed together, and then I wouldn't have gotten back together with my husband. Anything could have happened. Yeah. But I was so distracted with the men that once they started flirting, that was all the distraction I needed. And I went right for it because I was very like low self-esteem, but starting to feel a little bit good about myself, like getting some makeup and stuff. And the other girls were like doing my hair, and we were all building each other up. But being sent to that female facility changed everything. That changed everything. At that point, I was already like almost 2 months clean. I had about 2 months of clean time when I was sent to the female facility, and I went kicking and screaming. I was 30, I was 32 or 33. I guess I was 33, yeah, I was 33 at the time, because I'm 40 now. So I was 33, about to turn 34. Yeah, early 30s. Yeah, I'm 40 now, and I'm 7 years clean. Yeah. Um, I got to that female facility and I went kicking and screaming. I begged them, please don't send me away. Like as if I was a bad kid and they were sending me away. Because I loved my counselor there too. I loved her. And she was a strong woman. She was a no nonsense type woman. And I always got these really firm counselors. And it's funny because like I would like somebody who's more laid back and easygoing, such as myself. But they saw that that was not the match that I needed. Being that I was so easygoing, it was almost alarming, almost too easygoing, right? For someone in recovery, they want you to be more, aggressive about it, to be aggressive about your recovery the way that you are about your addiction. And so I always had these very firm, no nonsense type women counselors. And I like hated it at first because I was like, dude, why don't they give me someone easygoing like myself? This is crazy. But I ended up loving her so much that I was so grateful to God that he placed me with her and not someone easygoing like me. I needed that. I needed that strong female to take lead. She took that lead role in my life, and I loved her for it. I still love her for it so much. I looked for her on Facebook and I couldn't find her, but I would love to be in contact with her again. Maybe I should check LinkedIn. I should check on LinkedIn for her, huh? She was so, so good. Then she's like, Tara, one day you'll thank me for this. And I was like, don't send me away. Like, I love you. I don't want a different counselor. And I didn't. That was a big thing for me. I didn't want a different counselor. I was like, I don't want a different counselor. I only want you and all this stuff. And she was like, because I always had a very one-on-one personality where I just clung to one person and got real close to just that one. And she's like, and it's not healthy either. She's like, you need to branch out. And my friend, I don't know. We didn't stay in contact, bunny. So I don't know. I called her once from the rehab and she said she was going to try to do the right thing, but I don't really know. And it was better off that we didn't have contact. So I don't really know. Yeah, I'll never know the answer to that. Well, I did look her up on social media once, like 2 years ago, and she looked like she was doing well, but it's hard to tell from social media. And I wouldn't contact her because it wouldn't be a healthy idea. Yeah, my husband wouldn't want me to, so no. But thank you, Roxanne. Thank you. So I'm not sure about my friend, yeah. But I know I didn't want to leave that counselor because I felt like she was just getting through to me and then she was sending me away. And I was like, please don't send me away. I only want to work with you. I'm not going to be able to relate to another counselor, please. And so she knew though that I needed that. And she said, Tara, one day you'll thank me. And oh boy, I guess I owe my life to her. Yeah, I do. Because like I said, I could have easily completed that treatment. And I could have left that treatment after 6 to 9 months upstate in the co-ed facility. And I probably would have left and relapsed. I probably would have left with some guy and relapsed with him, because if I left in a relationship with a guy there and then he was using, I probably would have, who knows? I don't know. I'm just so glad. I'm so grateful to her. Yeah, she definitely saved me in a way. Absolutely. And then after I got to the female facility, I broke down crying, hysterical, 2 months clean, and the band-aid was ripped off. It was like a band-aid was holding everything in, and it was just ripped off immediately once I got there. I felt the pain all over again of just getting clean and just like, learning about myself and trying to talk to people and relate to people. And I felt lost again because that false sense of ego that I had that was coming from the attention from the men was now torn apart, torn away from me. So I was having that false sense of ego that was given to me from the men that were flirting with me and complimenting me and stuff. And that was not the validation that I needed. I needed to be able to get that validation first from other women and then from myself ultimately. And now like I'm able to try to give other women that validation. That was the whole point of it. Like that was the whole point of everything, was to be able to give myself that validation and then to be able to give that to other women. That's the whole beauty of the way that it just comes full circle with recovery. You know, you start with other people helping you and getting you to believe in yourself. And then you get to the point where you're helping others and you're helping them to believe in their self. That's the beauty of it. They say that the power of one addict helping another is without parallel. And it's so true because, that's, you could fully understand everything and you could fully relate to the emotions. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That was when the real work started. That was totally the real work. And I thought this is what started me on like loving other women as a whole and wanting female friends, really wanting female friends. Oh, bunny, bunny. I think maybe a lot of us in this chat are or can relate to the experience. Absolutely. We're warriors in this chat. We can do together what we cannot do alone, and that's a fact. That's a fact. It can't be done alone. It can't be. I don't think that anybody can fully recover by themselves. No, I don't. I think that you do need other people. You need that connection. Um, I knew that in my recovery, I was so not connected. I was so disconnected from the whole world, from everybody. Um, 18 months. All right, Gator girl. Get it. Congratulations. Awesome. Awesome. We do recover. I don't think it can be done alone. I think that, and I definitely do believe that women should stick with women and men should stick with men. Um, Absolutely, Roxanne. Yeah, everybody does. Everybody does. That was when I started really connecting with the other women in treatments and making friendships. And right away in a treatment like that, you get what's called a big sister, and she's like your sponsor. So they assign you a big sister based on your personality. They find another girl in treatment there who matches your personality well, and she's your big sister, and she kind of walks you through the rules of the facility. They need everything done a certain way. You even fold your clothes a certain way. You have to roll your clothing military style. The rules are very much like the military. Their feet on the floor every day at 6 a.m. 6 a.m., feet on the floor. They send somebody around to check the rooms. If your feet are not on the floor when they're supposed to be, now you can be on a contract where you're cleaning 12 hours a day. You have to abide by the rules. Yeah. And you get written up. They call it a write-up. So if your feet are not on the floor at 6 a.m., you'll get a write-up. And then you'll have to address your peers. They'll call it a peer panel, a panel of 3 of your peers that will confront you on your behavior and give you an idea of what to do better in the future and what your consequence will be if you should do it again. And then they give you a second chance. And if you do it again, now you're on a contract where you're cleaning or structure. Yes, aha, structure. Exactly. Trying to explain this is, yeah. Right, structure. So you're familiar. That's the structure. Yes, the structure of the residential treatment. Yeah. Very structured and very military style. I know, natural born leader. I always call you sis too. Close to you like a sister. And I have one sister that we don't talk. I have one sister. She's 6 years older than me, and we haven't spoken since my mom passed. So 17 years, yeah. Unfortunately, I take the responsibility for my part in that. Yeah, I take the responsibility, but I have always left that door open to her. Should she ever want to communicate with me again, the door has always been open to her. I would never shut it. And I would try to take responsibility for my part. And I have always kept that door open for her. So who knows what the future holds, Maybe she's watching right now. Hang on, I'm going to cam off just for 2 minutes. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I haven't spoken to her in 17 years. And I would love to talk to her too. I often tell my dad to tell her to reach out. Maybe I ought to ask my dad for her number, but I feel like if she doesn't want to talk to me, then I don't want to like bother her. And I understand too, but it is sad because my mom used to always say, you two are all make sure you stay close to each other because you two are all each other got. Like you don't have any other siblings. So let's try to stay close, especially after I'm gone. And now 17 years, we don't even speak. She's never met my daughter. My sister has never met my daughter. Unless if she met her when she was with my dad, but he didn't tell me about it. But I've asked her if she did, and I've said that I would want her to meet her even if I wasn't there. So I don't think he would have not told me about it. Bunny, that's a good idea. I might, because I would like to be in contact with her, honestly. You know, but I get it also, and I understand, and I hate to be pushy, but a letter isn't too pushy, and a letter you don't have to respond to either, and you don't have to accept, and I wouldn't accept I wouldn't expect a response. You wrote an 18-page letter and she never responded. I'm a survivor. Please do call and make amends. I lost my only sister 16 years ago. What I want to give to talk to her now. Oh my God, Roxanne. Okay. Okay. I'm going to try the letter thing. Oh my God, Roxanne. I'm sorry for your loss and I thank you for your words. I thank you very much for your words. I'm going to take them to heart and I will write a letter and give it to my dad to give her. And I'll put my phone number and hopefully she might want to talk. We had one phone call when I was pregnant with my daughter. We had one phone call for like 3 hours and I thought everything was fine and we were going to be okay after that. But then after that, I tried calling her again and I called and left messages a few times and I never heard back from her. One sec, guys. Sorry. Okay. Oh, it's me. Hey, it's me. How are you? Oh, I haven't spoken to my mother in 6 years. She has 4 children and only acknowledges my sister. She got a 27-page letter, no response either. Huh. Wow. Haven't spoken to my sister in 5 years. She's 7 years older than me. I'm just fine without her. My older sister OD'd in 2005. She was my best friend. I miss her dearly. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for your loss. Sorry to hear that, guys. Well, oh, I know, glam it up. I'm not. Thanks, babe. I'm not. Oh, well, I will take your words to heart, though, Roxanne. And I'm gonna write a letter and give it to my dad. Life is short, exactly. And there's so many conversations I've so longed to have with her through the years, and just didn't, just didn't. Yeah. Yeah, I have no hard feelings and I would always have the door open, but just leaving it open isn't doing anything. Yeah. I'm gonna write that letter. I really am. It doesn't hurt. And then at least I will have said my piece a little bit, Yeah, that's a good idea. You know, it's just a shame when, oh, sorry, one sec, guys. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, and at least I know that if I give the letter to my dad and he says that he gave it to her, it's better than like putting it in the mail and just wondering if maybe she never got it or if maybe she didn't. Oh, Bunny Bunny, thanks a million for joining me. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Yeah, at least I know that if I give my dad the letter and he gives it to her, like I'll have known that she got it and that she read it and that she opened it, you know. Then if I put it in the mail, I won't ever really fully know if she got it or if she opened it or if maybe, you know, anything could happen in the mail and there's no way to really confirm that she read it or not. But if my dad gives it to her, I know that she will read it. Yeah. Yeah, and that's basically all it is, you know. That's basically all it is that yeah. Hey guys, sorry. Yeah. So, you know, I never thought that recovery was going to be an option. I really didn't, you know. And then when I got to the women's facility, I started making friends. I had a big sister who showed me the ropes of everything, and she was really, really there for me. And I started going to like, they had NA meetings there. The NA meetings there were the bomb. I loved them so much. They were awesome. Excuse me. They had really good NA meetings there, NAA meetings there. And I got so close with so many women that suddenly I felt like as if I had friends for real, you know, and a lot of them felt like sisters to me, you know, maybe it was me kind of recovering that relationship too with my own sister in a sense. Yeah. Because after I stopped talking to my sister, I never had a female friend after that. Yeah. And those women, oh my God, there's nothing like it. Like I can't recommend women, you know, a woman's only treatment center enough. And not only for recovery, but if you were gonna go away for any length of time for a mental health facility or something, any mental health or addiction problems, I would so highly recommend women sticking with women and men sticking with men. They do that for a reason, and it's to avoid the distractions, and the distractions are real because if you hook up with someone, not only are you staying outside of yourself and not focusing on the inner problems within yourself, but God forbid if that person leaves the treatment center, leaves, you know, AMA, like against medical advice, and just takes off, you might be tempted to leave with them. If they relapse, you might relapse with them. It's a lot that can go on. um you know, there's a lot of variables with that. Hey Janice, welcome. Janice. Yeah. So that was when the real work started, and my dad and my husband and my daughter came up to see me quite a few times there. It was maybe 3 or 4 times that they came to visit on the weekends, and I was only in that one treatment in upstate in the women's treatment for like 6 months, and then after that I went back to the city to Queens, and then from Queens I was able to start going to the recovery center, where I was learning about the recovery coach program. And I found out that to become a recovery coach, there's a 5 week training course, and then there's 2 days of ethics. And after that, it's a 500-hour unpaid internship. So 500 hours can be done in approximately 5 months if you're only doing about 25 to 30 hours a week. And so that's what I did. And during that time, I left treatment, I completed treatments. I completed all the courses. I took parenting, I took anger management, stress management, relapse prevention, codependency. There were lots of classes that I took and completed that were weeks long courses. I got certificates for all of them. Codependency was the biggest one, and I'll admit I definitely need to retake that class. I think the whole Michelle thing kind of proved that. So I guess it's time to redo the codependency course, that I told the teacher of that course, I was like, this is one I'm going to have to take about 12 times to master because, yeah, that's like a huge thing for me, codependency. I went to a sober house after that. So after that, I thought that under the umbrella of residential treatment, I was told, or I was told by somebody, but they had went in treatment years ago and things change. Things are subject to change. Things are always subject to change. And that's the thing they teach you in treatments too. They used to have a saying and people would laugh that things are subject to change. Woo. And it's because they would tell us every day, days are subject to change. Schedules are subject to change. Like, this is life. So don't go around thinking like, this is the way it's going to be. And I'm going to put all my eggs in one basket. And then should things go wrong, you're going to flip out because anything could change throughout your day and you're going to have to roll with it. That's life. So I think a lot of times they purposely kind of upended things on us in treatment, like changing our rooms for no apparent reason at like 8 p.m. At 8 p.m., they told me and my friend we had to change rooms for no reason and pack up all our stuff. And we were already there for a few months. We were very settled with lots of like clothes and makeup and just stuff, a lot of stuff. Yeah. And all of it was like from donations. I got a whole new wardrobe of stuff that was from donations. They sent us to Dress for Success and they gave us work clothes. So that was how I did my internship. I had 3 outfits from Dress for Success and 1 pair of shoes. And my dad had bought me some clothes, like t-shirts and shorts and stuff for every day. And I was lucky for that, because if not, I would have only had donations like the other girls. And I was very lucky. My dad had bought me some stuff in addition to that. And my husband had helped me out a little bit, but he was also struggling. So he wasn't able to do much. I had 2 or 3 outfits from Dress for Success and 1 pair of shoes. And that was what I wore to do my internship. It was a 500-hour unpaid internship. So I did about 25 to 30 hours a week. And I got my 500 hours in about 5 months. And then during those 5 months, I was hired to be a recovery coach, working at that same recovery center where I was going. And so I graciously accepted the offer. It was the best paying job that I ever had in my life. And the best job all around that I ever had. I was so, so, so proud of myself. Oh, Roxanne, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. I'm so glad you did. So glad. I want for everybody to feel comfortable, please. I definitely want for everybody to feel comfortable here. Yeah, thank you. Very glad you did. Thanks. Yes, Glam It Up has been a very positive role model for me. Absolutely. And I needed that, I needed like a big sis in life, the way that I had one in treatment. In treatment, they give you a big sister assigned to you so that you have another female to kind of show you the ropes and walk you through everything, and I didn't have a big sis in life though, and I needed one. So Michelle was not it, even though I kind of wanted her to be. I was hoping that maybe she would somehow help me or like save me from like feeling so like useless, you know, but it just made it worse. I was feeling very much like alone and useless. I didn't have any kind of adult interaction, and I felt like I would have some kind of a purpose with her. Glam It Up has been an extremely positive role model, yeah. And so I got hired as a recovery coach, yeah, and it was the best paying job that I ever had. It still didn't pay much, but for me, anything over minimum wage was much. Like I remember my first job working in a deli, and back then minimum wage was $5.25 an hour, And then like other than minimum wage, I think the most I had made was maybe $8 or $9 an hour working in a pharmacy. Oh, I got another super chat. Thank you, Natural Born Leader. Aw, I love you, sister. Got to be up at 6 a.m. for work. I'll chat with you tomorrow. Thanks a million, Natural Born Leader. I really appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you so much. I am so glad that you are a natural born leader. We are followers no more. Followers no more. Yeah. And so being a recovery coach helped me so much. Finally, I was really feeling that I did have a sense of value and purpose, and like going to work every day and being able to talk to people that would trust me to tell me, um, things that they did in the depths of their addiction, and know that I would never possibly judge anybody for it, and help them as best I can, and kind of lead them in the right direction of resources, was so empowering for me, and like really gave me that sense of purpose. I especially loved helping other women, ones that turned their lives around or were trying to turn their lives around, that had had their children taken from them, helping them to regain custody of their children, seeing them do all the work and all those steps was like fascinating too, because it shows like seeing people when they come in and like they're a little bit broken and they're just starting to get clean and they're just starting to get the glow back to them, a speck. And then as weeks and months and the time goes by, seeing them really accomplish this stuff and being like, oh my God, you're doing it. I was so excited for all of them. So excited. Aw, thanks, Shelly Lou. You're always welcome. Always, always welcome. Oh, Roxanne, thanks a million for joining me. Thank you so much for everything. I'm so glad that you stopped in to show your support. Thank you. Everybody, please take a minute to hit the like button. Please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. It helps put me in the algorithm and gets more people to be able to see my video. And this video in particular is very important to me that people do get to see it. So please, guys, let's get the likes up on this video in particular. I want this video to reach as many people as possible and get this message out there. Definitely, please hit the likes up. Hit the likes up. The likes up button, guys. Hit the thumbs up button, guys, please. Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe. If you think you're subscribed, you might not be. Take a minute and check if you're subscribed to my channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to make sure that you get all notifications each time I go live. Thanks, guys. But yeah, I really enjoyed working as a recovery coach, and even though I don't plan on going back to work outside the home anytime soon, I do plan on getting back into AA. I don't go all the time because I'm not a type of person that can do meetings daily. It just doesn't work for me and my schedule and my mental health. Like, I don't even go out of the house every day. I'll admit it. So, especially with my hernia and everything right now. But I do want to start going back to some AA meetings in the old neighborhood of the treatment center in Queens. And I would like to go around to some women's sober houses and women's prisons and other places too, maybe to 28-day rehabs and stuff. I know there's a hospital not far from me, even where they do NA meetings in the hospital. And I would love to be a guest speaker. I'm going to start getting into that again. Yeah, I will. I want to. Yeah, they do still have Zoom meetings, Jersey Cheryl. Yes, they do. And AA, I know, always has AA online, where it's not Zoom, but it's a chat room. So if you just type into Google AA online, and it'll come up all online meetings that are not Zoom also, because like people like me, I would have never normally done Zoom. Like now that I do YouTube, I guess I would, because I go live. I don't mind being on cam, but if I didn't do YouTube, I would not want to do Zoom. So then they offer a much more convenient option of just AA online. You just type it into Google, AA online, and it's just a chat room where it's just a chat-based meeting. So you can go in and you say everything just via chat, not showing your face or anything. I think that's awesome. And that's how I first started AA, actually. I loved it. I still think it's way cool. Hang on, I'm gonna cam off for 1 sec. So yeah, I definitely am gonna get back into doing that. That gave me a sense of purpose and fulfillment like nothing else, Don't get me wrong, I definitely get a sense of purpose and fulfillment as a mother and as a wife. Absolutely, I do, from both, you know, being a wife and from being a mother. But I know that there's something more for me as well, and I need to have that adult communication. You know what I mean? Like, I need to be able to sit down with other adults and have a conversation. Yeah, and I don't want to feel as if I'm not giving back the way I should be, and I do feel that way now. Like I feel like I'm not like I'm doing God a disservice by staying in my house so much and not going out into the world and sharing with people the way that I should be. I'm doing them a disservice. Like God expected for me to do that when he saved me, you know? I'm pretty certain that that was an expectation. Yeah. Meetings are so important. I agree. I agree. And you know, I don't like the way that they try to push it on everybody that it has to be daily because, you know, some people daily would never work for them. Like there are some people that it's just not a feasible option. So like and but I get it that some people need to go daily. And I get that too. And I've seen AA and NA work such miracles for people. And let me tell you, people from all walks of life too. You know, they're like people from all walks of life. You'd be so amazed. There's like doctors, lawyers, you know, all different professions, like everything, business type people. And it's really, really, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And some people definitely do need meetings daily and they depend on that. And that's their bread, you know, that's their spiritual food for the day. And I respect that greatly. You know, I used to wish that I could be one of those people, but I'm just not. So I have to admit that it, you know, it doesn't work for everyone. Everyone has to find their own pathway, you know. But those rigid rules and the structure of going daily is what works for some people. So I totally get that too. You just have to do what works for you and not let people push you into saying you need to do this, you need to do that. This is the best way. This is the only way. You know, as I don't think there is a best way and I don't think there is an only way. I think there's many ways and they're all equally good and equally valid, you know. Absolutely. Even harm reduction is valid to me. Harm reduction is when someone doesn't completely stop using. And, you know, I can't really say that I would call somebody that's using harm reduction in recovery, but in a sense, they're trying to better themselves and to, you know, minimize the risks. So they're on the right path towards recovery at that point. Yeah. And there's also smart recovery meetings. Smart recovery is an awesome alternative to AA and NA meetings. Smart recovery is also a 12-step based program, but excuse me, they're not based in religious or spiritual beliefs. They're not even basing themselves within spiritual beliefs. Um, they're not aligning it to a spiritual awakening of sorts. They're aligning it to more reality based and scientific based, which I'm all for too. So smart recovery is cool because they have a lot of evidence based suggestions and evidence based trainings that are not based in spirituality or religion. They're a great alternative, especially people that consider themselves atheist or agnostic and can't jump on board the spirituality train either. I think that's a great alternative, and I'm really glad that it exists. And I'm really, really happy to be able to share with you guys about smart recovery meetings because, you know, I like for people to know there's more than one pathway and they're all just as valid. They're all just as valid. You know, don't let anybody tell you how you have to do your recovery. That's a decision that you have to make for yourself, and only you know what's best for you. And trust yourself that you do know what's best for you because you do. Don't trust other people to tell you what's best for you because as much as it's easier to think that someone else can tell you, only you really, really know. And trust yourself. Yeah. Trust yourself. I mean, abstinence should be the goal. Yes, I do believe that abstinence should be the goal. But there are so many ways to get there, you know? So many ways to get there. But you know, yeah, I'm definitely going to get back into speaking to other women. I want to keep giving back. You know, I'm extremely, extremely grateful now to be in recovery, to have 7 years clean and sober, other than weed. You know, I call myself Cali sober. I smoke weed, but nothing else. I'm so, so grateful to God. proud of myself. I give myself credit. I give God credit. I give other people. It's like it's a combination of myself, God, and other people, and it's all about connection. It's all based in human connection and spiritual connection. Um, Feeling alone, I think, was a lot of the root of this. I think a lot of the root of my addiction was feeling very much alone. And I think a lot of the solution of it was connection to other people and connection to God. Um, so I am very, very grateful. And I'm so grateful to you guys for sticking around and giving me the chance to share the second half of my recovery story. So I'm probably going to just about wrap that part up. And now I will be open to take any questions about my recovery story, about what's going on with Michelle, about opinions. I'll discuss the drama for a little while, sure. And I'll take questions about anything. So have at them. Okay. Did I lose parental rights when I was in active recovery? Okay. When I was in active recovery, we did have an ACS case. And in order to kind of get that settled and ended and squashed altogether, I actually signed custody of my daughter over to my husband at that time. Yes. He took her and left, and he was living with her in a shelter for some time. Yeah. And I signed custody over to him willingly. Willingly. I didn't want ACS to be coming to my house, and at that point he had taken her and left anyhow, so I didn't want to have to deal with ACS. It was easier and it was safer for her too, yeah. I wanted to make sure that she was taken care of. Signed over to his custody, especially when I was away in treatment. Yeah. Right. Yes, I did during that time. I did. Willingly. We didn't have to go to court or anything about it. I mean, we did for the paperwork, but that was it. Yeah. I gave him the custody in writing, just God forbid if anything, I wanted, wanted to make sure that that was in writing during that time. Yeah, I did. I did. I didn't want anything, right. I did. Thank you. Glam it up. Thank you. Yeah, any and all questions I welcome, guys. Please feel free. So after all this, are you still happily married, staying together for the child? So that's funny. Before all of this, my husband and I were together for such a very long time, but we were not married. We were not married. We actually just got married in 2020. We just finally got legally married in 2020. So, and Evelyn was like, I guess 9 or 10. Yeah, we just recently got married. We've been married 2 years. Yeah. Um, yeah. So now we're happily married. Yes, we are. We are happily married. Yeah. Thank God. We couldn't have gotten back together just for her because there was so much past stuff that we had to get through that it was like a lot of work, and we couldn't have done it. Like we could have probably maybe like faked a relationship as roommates or something if it was for her, but I couldn't do it. I can't fake it. And I don't think he wanted to do that either. We had to rehash a lot of stuff. Yeah. Did he also struggle with addiction? That's funny. No, he has always been a weed smoker, a pot smoker, but nothing else. Um, so he didn't struggle with addiction, not at all the way that I did. Um, he could relate to it, he could understand it in a sense, but he's not an addict. No, he's not. Thank God for it. I don't know if we could have salvaged our relationship if he had been, because there's so many variables and it's scary. Yeah. So we got married in 2020. We had already been living together, back together for like 5 years or 4 years, yeah. And so no, he was always a pot smoker, but nothing else. He was not an addict, right? And it came off for one sec. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you so much, Janice. Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of stuff. There were so many conversations that we had to have that was so painful. What led you to drug addiction? It's a good question. And I still like I'll never fully have the answer for that. Um, I didn't have any particular trauma that happened to me that I could kind of like align it with. I didn't have any really particular trauma, no. So I wouldn't say it was like a traumatic event. I think for me it was more about the void inside, like the hole in the soul. I felt like an inner void inside. Never really felt like a sense of belonging anywhere or with anyone. Um, Never felt like part of a group. Never felt like that connection to other people at all. I always felt very much apart from this world. Kind of prided myself on that as being no part of this world. I was like, oh, there's so many evil people and stuff that I prided myself on not being a follower of the ways of the world and stuff. I think it was the void inside, lacking connection, lacking relationships, friendships, wanting to belong somewhere within a group and not really having it. There's a lot of things. I align a lot of it to the void inside. Yeah. The inner void, I think. And a lot of it was wanting to belong. That's why in recovery, after I stopped working, and so now I was a stay-at-home mom and I was a homeschool teacher and I was a wife. And I was like trying to find that sense of purpose again that I had as a recovery coach. And, so I was searching for that camaraderie of women, to have a group of women like supporting each other. And, I was looking for it in a lot of different places, and it was obvious. I had done Bible study with Jehovah's Witnesses. I had joined several different MLMs. No, I think it was more of needing to feel like I was making a difference in other people's lives, or that other people needed me, needing to be needed. I mean, I knew my husband and daughter loved me. I felt the love from them, but that wasn't what I was like searching for. That wasn't what I was lacking. I think I needed to be needed. I felt I needed to feel needed. I needed to feel useful. I needed to feel like I had a purpose. But Callie, babe, how did I find Michelle? So I was following the Von McCrae case. I got into Dre McCrae, and I was watching Katie Joy. I watched Katie Joy for her Duggar coverage. I was watching the trial of Josh Duggar. And I was going to say Josh Drugger. I almost called it the Druggers. Sorry, guys. Okay. I was following Katie Joy for the Josh Duggar case. For some reason, I can't say that word right now. And then I saw Molly Golightly. And so the Josh Duggar trial had just ended, and Katie Joy started making videos about Dre McCrae. And at that point, I didn't know who Dre McCrae was. And so I went on Facebook and I searched for her, and I found her Slay with Dre McCrae page. And I was watching a lot of her old videos with her makeup demos and stuff. And I fell in love instantly. Instantly fell in love with Dre. I was like, oh my God, she's so fascinating and so interesting, very interesting lady. And so I started watching Molly Golightly and Katie Joy covering the Von McCrae case. And right off the bat, I didn't agree that Dre had done anything wrong. I saw that she was like madly in love with her husband, madly in love, and I was really fascinated. So I started watching Molly Golightly, and I was trying to like decipher stuff, for myself, wondering if it was like a scam, the whole Miss Letitia thing and the donations. And I was like, wow, what is going on here? So I got all sucked in, and I was watching Dre McCrae on Facebook and loving her old makeup videos. So I was in love. And then I was watching Molly Golightly a lot, and Katie Joy, even when they paneled up together that time. I think Molly was on Katie Joy's show. And I was trying to decipher like which one of them was lying or telling the truth. I was like, what's going on? Who's like, I was just trying to decipher things, and I didn't know who Molly was. And so I got into her. I like loved it because I always was a night owl. I always stayed up late. And so I would love it if I was up at 3 or 4 in the morning and Molly would pop up live and I'd be like, score, I have something to watch now, like get all excited and be like, okay. Yeah, I loved it. She would go live at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and it was like so. I'm so excited about it. Both. Yeah, I know. Right? Exactly. Exactly. So I'm like trying to figure everything out. And also at the same time watching Dre and being like, okay, I love her and I don't think she did anything wrong. And I was trying to figure out like who's really lying here. Is it Katie Joy or Molly Golightly? Which one is telling the truth? And I guess probably neither one was fully telling the truth. But yeah, Dre was portrayed as so many things that she was not. And I knew that right off the bat. I totally knew that. I was like, wow, they see this woman and they see that she's different. They see that she's different. She has a strong personality and she is eccentric. She has her quirks about her, but that was why I fell in love so instantly and madly, right? I love people that are different, and Dre is definitely that. She fits the bill. Um, and she has her quirks and eccentricities. But they were trying to take that and roll with it and turn her into something that she was definitely not. And I was so upset about it. So I started being pissed at Molly. And then when she had Michelle on those first few times about the rope and all that stuff, she's the rope expert and she's doing all this stuff. And I was like, oh my God, this lady's off her freaking rocker. It's like, wow, what a wild one and everything else. I was like, holy crap. And then, I was like, okay, so I was entertained by her. I was like, she's a friggin' lunatic. I couldn't believe it. But then, like, when they started ganging up on her and everything, and it was like her and that Lithuanian Lolita on panel that night, and they were like really going in on her, and there was a few people on panel, and I felt really bad for her then. And I was like, dude, that's too far. They took it too far. I felt like they should not have brought up the baby and stuff. And they started bringing up the baby. And I felt like they pushed it too far. And I was crying. I was crying because I'm a little bit empathetic, like of an empath. I was just a speck. I don't consider myself an empath, but I have some qualities. Like if someone's hurting, I cry. I feel it. Like, so I was crying. What they was bringing up the baby, I felt was too far. And that Lithuanian Lolita was really something else. I thought it was uncalled for. And so she had put out her name already at that point, her first and last name. So being that she put her name out there as public info, I didn't think it would be too far as to type her name into Facebook. So I did. And she came up. So I messaged her on Facebook Messenger. And I told her, I'm sorry that Molly and them did that to you on panel. What they're doing to you isn't right. And I feel so bad. If you ever need somebody to talk to, please feel free to reach out. I'm always here and I have time on my hands, or something along those lines. And she messaged me back right away and she's saying all this stuff, and we're just going back and forth. So we had a conversation the first time I messaged her. And then we talked again a little bit, a few days later, a week later. And then and I remember even telling her, it's like, you ought to start your own channel instead of letting these people make all this money off of you. Why don't you start your own channel and you could make bank off of it at least. And then 2 weeks later, she messaged me that she had started her channel. So I'm sure I wasn't the only person that told her that. I'm sure she had a lot of people giving her that idea, because I was like, this is insane. They're making all this money off your first and last name. I mean, you might as well be making it for yourself. Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of people told her that. And then 2 weeks later, she came out with her channel. And from the first get-go, from day one, September 17th, I was there. And so I was watching her as a silent viewer for like the first month. And then after a month, I started chatting. I might have just thrown hearts before that, but not really words, because I didn't know what to say. I wasn't like, I never been involved in a chat before. I used to watch Molly, but I didn't participate in her chat. I never participated. I just watched her on my TV and I didn't even have the chat going. It took me a long time to even figure out that the live chat was a thing. I used to watch videos and not even realize that there was a live chat attached also. So yeah. Sorry. Yeah, so then I started watching her and chatting a little bit, and then I didn't start modding for her until late November. It was late November, right after Thanksgiving, around the time that I just started modding for her. And it escalated quickly. Yes, indeed. Katie Joy. Oh yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know she's a big YouTuber. She's got a huge channel and I like her coverage, but as far as her as a person, I have no clue how she is as a person, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't vouch for her integrity or anything. I could only vouch for her YouTube content. As far as how she is as a person, I have no clue, right? She started, yep, September 17th. Uh-huh. Yeah, you know. And I'm pretty sure that that ride is about to come to an end now, you know. I think that Michelle's time on YouTube is just about over. And you know, I'll help her out with that too. I'm going to help her out with that. I'm going to help her out with that because her time with YouTube is just about coming to an end, you know, for her own mental health. If nothing else, I'm going to help her out with that. Yeah. She needs to be able to focus on what's going on in life. I don't see why YouTube is so important to her, to be honest. She's not getting anything out of it. She's not making money off of it. Why she stayed on Facebook? I don't think she's doing it on Facebook anymore. I don't think she's going to get a large following on Facebook. I don't think she understands that a lot of the following she has is following her for the drama. And that, like, the Facebook people that don't know about the drama are probably not going to be interested in just watching her cook. Just watching her cook is not that entertaining. People watch her for the drama. She's not getting that. You know, that on Facebook, if she actually does behave herself and she stays away from the drama and only cooks, she might have a few followers, but nothing like she had on YouTube. They're there for the drama. That's what she doesn't see. Right. So I guess I don't know if it's for attention or if she's actually getting cash apps. Like, I wouldn't imagine people are still cash apping her, but who knows? They might be doing it just to see what she's going to do, like when she gets intoxicated. I think that people might be still like actually cash apping her in the hopes that she's going to get intoxicated and act out on stream. Yeah, I'll be honest. That's why I started watching her too. That's why I got so involved in it, right? I don't think she realizes that probably even her mods are watching for the drama. Even they are simply entertained, but nothing more, you know? And I wanted to have that friendship with her, like a real friendship, but it was one-sided. Anytime I told her anything about myself, she never even said two words about it. You think that she was making money off of those cash apps? I mean, who's sending her money? That's the same. You can only vouch for the day she is on YouTube, not knowing her, for the way she is on YouTube, not knowing her personally as a friend. Right. Exactly. Exactly. It's true. No, no, I know that. I know that. That's why it was funny to me when like Lisa C would say how Michelle is so different on the phone because the few phone conversations that we did have, she was not very different on the phone as she was on YouTube to me. I didn't see her as different when we were talked on the phone. She seemed just about the same, a little less animated, a little less screaming, but other than that, the same. I didn't notice a big difference. I wouldn't say that she seemed different off YouTube. Yeah, and that's true too, right? I mean, I never met her in real life, you know. I never met her in real life. I never never even had like a FaceTime with her, you know. So yeah, I have no idea what she's like in person. I would never want to know. I don't want to know the answer to that question. Yeah. Oh, I know it's me. I know. You've always been respectful. I know that. Huh. Aw, thank you so much, Kelly Beam. Thank you. You know, I really wanted to start this channel for myself. Like, I wanted to have a place where I can have an outlet and I can get like a small group of women together that just want to be here to support me and are not really here just for only drama or only BS or whatever. And, you know, that we can just have conversations, open conversations. We can do a little drama here and there, you know, Mostly I'm going to do makeup lives and cult talks and family fun nights and stuff. And then now that I have my membership, I'm going to have a lot of family outings, like family vlog type things that I'm going to do on members only. My membership is one tier only, $199. I'm never going to increase that price. I'm going to keep it at $199. I want it to be accessible for people. And I, I wouldn't feel comfortable asking for more than that for a membership anyhow. I don't think I'm going to be providing perks that are like comparable to Netflix or something. So I will provide whatever perks I'm possible. Yeah, totally. There will be perks, but I wouldn't expect you guys to spend like $10 a month or something on a membership. To me, that's crazy. Like I would never be able to afford it. Yeah. Thank you, Callie babe. Thank you. I appreciate that. Right. I'm trying for the most part to stay out of the drama. I mean, if I have to discuss Michelle because she refuses to stop bringing me up or whatever, then I will. Absolutely. Absolutely. We could do that too. Like I said, we could do that too. I don't mind a little sprinkle of drama here and there, and I would never do it in a way that was not tactful. I would be tactful about it. So I won't be insulting anyone's appearance. I won't be doxing anyone's personal information. I won't be going real life on anyone. None of that. You know. Yeah. Um, I'm not sure, Remy girl. I believe so, but I'm not sure. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thanks, slamming up my membership because the join button isn't showing up for everyone. Like it doesn't show on my phone. I don't see a join button, but then on my husband's phone, it does show up where I do see a join button. So it's showing up for some people, but not for others. Yeah. But I like to keep my channel just like a cool vibe where we can hang out and we can have open conversations. We're gonna have some topic discussions. I'm a survivor. Okay. Yes, I would love that. I'm a survivor. Thank you. I'm sorry to hear that that's a part of your experience. I'd be very grateful to have you as a panel guest. Thank you so much for that offer. That's a very generous offer. Thank you. I would appreciate that. Yeah. I love to have like real talks about addiction, recovery, DV, losing your kids, regaining your kids, but, just the real raw stuff. I like to touch on it. Absolutely. Thank you. Oh, I agree, Janice. I so agree. Thank you. Amen. Amen. Right. I want for people to be able to hear my testimony. I don't want to make it not accessible. Right. Oh, you see it on your lap. I only see it on my laptop, not my phone. Okay. That's what I was thinking, but it shows up on my husband's phone. Oh, okay. You have my email. Awesome. Thank you. And my email is also in my About Me um, on my page. If you go to my About Me section, I did add my email there. I tried to add my membership link also, but there's a certain way that I have to add links to my page. And I might have to do it from a laptop, but I'm trying to go through Chrome on my phone and log into the YouTube studio to add the join button, but I'm having a little bit of trouble. But I also put it on my, excuse me, on my community tab on my wall. I also added my membership link. Thanks so much. I'm a survivor. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to cam off for 1 sec. So I'm going to take a little while. I'll take some more questions and then I'll probably wrap up. Any more questions about the whole Michelle saga, about the text messages, Trey, Lisa C, all that I would take. And any questions at all about my recovery, my addiction story, I'll take those too. And I give it about 10 minutes more and I'll probably wrap up. 3 minutes kind of feels like my limit usually. I mean, 3 minutes, 3 hours, 3 hours usually. And I'm like, yeah, I could go longer if I would like stay off cam. I mean, stay off cam and like sit in my recliner or whatever, you know. But I don't feel comfortable just sitting on my recliner with the cam on. I don't know. I look like, I don't know. I like to sit upright when I talk to you guys. When I'm in my recliner, I just don't like how it looks. I could do like, you know, if I ever want to do a really long stream, like anything over 3 hours, then I would probably stay off cam the whole time, you know, and I would just sit comfortably or like even lay down or whatever, I guess. But like, yeah, struggling with post-cancer pain issues. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Janice. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that sucks. I hope you feel better soon, Janice. Thank you for being here and supporting. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll be sending prayers. At the end of every live, I'm going to also be taking prayer requests, and we could all pray for each other. So anybody that would like for their name to be added to the list, I'm going to start a list, and we could all pray for each other. If you would like for me to add your name to the list, I'll have a little prayer circle going that we can send prayers for each other. And anyone that would like to be added, you could also email me, and we'll have a little prayer list going, and we could pray for each other. I believe that prayers work, and prayers can change things, and prayers can definitely work miracles. I'm sorry if it sounds crazy, but I believe it. And I think a lot of it has to do with believing. And if you believe, then it will. I believe it. Kelly, babe. Oh, yeah. What's that? Oh, amen. Kelly, babe, wait, did I offend you or something? I missed that. I don't know if I said something that offended you, Kelly, babe. I apologize. I didn't catch that. I missed it, Kelly, babe. Yeah. I think a lot of people have made an exception too for Michelle, saying they don't normally like say they despise people, but for her in particular, yeah. Oh, yeah. My apologies, Kelly, babe. I didn't really see what happened, but mm, about a screen. Oh no, Janice, I didn't see it. Did you see my earlier comment about your screen name? Just a thought. No, I missed it, Janice. I'm gonna scroll a little. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'm not like that at all. I expect to see you guys in all other chats, you know? Yeah. I would never, ever, ever want anyone to feel any kind of way about feeling like, you know, that I saw someone in a different chat or anything like that. Oh, no, no. I was misinterpreting Kelly, babe. I'm sorry, hon. No, that was me. My bad. That was me. I was like, oh no, did I say something to make you jump off? I was wondering because I would rather someone tell me, you know, you just tell me up front so I know. Yeah. Oh, no, that was me. I misread it, Callie babe. Yeah, I expect to see everyone around, you know, the chats. The only thing that I would love to see is that when you see each other around in the YouTube streets, just be respectful to each other. That's all. That would be the only thing. Yeah, I would never want anyone to feel any kind of way about being anywhere. Please feel free, go everywhere and anywhere you want, and never try to control anybody. Not my style at all. And the only thing that I would ask is that if you would just be respectful to each other in the YouTube streets and other places too, so that when y'all come in here together, there's no weird vibes. You know what I mean? That I would appreciate, but not expect either. So Oh yeah, no. I totally thank you so much to you too, Callie babe. Blessings to you too. Thank you. It's been a major blessing to have so many of you guys here with me tonight. I had almost 200 at one point, and I had almost 200, I think, at the highest points in here. And then I've kept it steady at about 110, which is awesome. I'm so glad that I've had so many people get to hear this message tonight. I really hope that the ones who hear it are able to receive it and able to spread it also. Please continue to spread the positive message of recovery to other people in your lives. Continue to encourage and uplift each other. Know that your words have power. There's power in the positivity of your words, and you can lift other people up and help them and inspire them with your words. There's no reason to use your words to cut other people down, as tempting as it might be. It doesn't lift you up any, you know. The best way is just lift everybody up. And someone goes against you, try to just ignore them, you know. That's what I do. It takes a lot to get a reaction from me, but when you do get one, everyone is going to know about it because I will give it a reaction at one point. Yeah, I try not to, you know. What do you think Lisa C is referring to when she says you're leaving things out? Why is she so outraged? It seems misguided. Yeah, it is misguided. It is. And I'm disgusted with her. I'm so disgusted with her. I would never expect that out of her. I've never had a phone conversation with Lisa C. I've never once spoken to her on the phone. So that night on Bot's panel was the very first time that me and Lisa C have had our voices on the line together. So it's hard to really get a feel for a person when you're only communicating through text. So we only communicated through text. So being that I never even heard her voice except for when she was on Bot's panel without me, but I never talked to her, I didn't have a real feel for her as a person. You know, I never met her. I never even talked to her. So like when I she messaged me saying, is anything going to come out that's going to upset me? And I wrote back, possibly, yes. Being that I'm exposing every single text message ever exchanged between Michelle and myself, it's quite possible that stuff will come out that you're not going to like. I'm sorry that it's going to upset you. However, Michelle leaves me no choice. She's putting all these criminal accusations against me, saying that I've been digging for people's personal information, doxing everybody, and all this stuff. I'm like, all these accusations are flying around against me, and it's not true. So in order to clear my name, I'm going to put it all out there, every single thing. And I can't omit a part of the conversation because then my whole piece lacks credibility. So in order to show that I'm not leaving anything out, I'm putting it all out there. I told her, I'm sorry, but I'm putting it out there. Yes, you will be upset, but I apologize. And then later on that night, she messaged me back, outraged, furious, saying, how dare I put all this information out there about her son, about the way that she left his room untouched. It's not true and everything. And I said, well, I'm really sorry, but I didn't say any of that. Those were Michelle's words that Michelle told me. This was stuff that you told Michelle in confidence, asking her not to tell anyone. And then she went ahead and told me in text. And I told her I didn't want to hear about these things. And I told her if Lisa C didn't tell us what happened, then we don't know what happened. And I don't want to hear any theories. I told her that. I said, I'm not interested in theories. And if Lisa wanted me to know what the truth, then she would tell me what happened. But I'm not going to ask. It's none of my business. And I don't want to know any theories. Of course, yeah, at that point, I was very tired and it was 3 or 4 in the morning and I'd been on a live with Bot for about 6 hours. And I should have thought to tell her to just gloss over that and hold up her phone and show that it was there in conversation, to show that it was there and gloss over it, but not read it out loud. And I didn't think of doing that. And for that, I have apologized. That was wrong. I could have told her to gloss over it, but I didn't think of it. And I apologize to Lisa C for that as well. But what's done is done, and I make no apologies for it. I have no regrets about it. I'm glad I put it all out there, and I'd do it all again in a heartbeat. I would do it all again in a heartbeat. So she turned on me immediately and was like, how dare you put that all out there? I asked you if it was going to upset me and all this stuff, and how dare you? And I wrote back, I'm really sorry. But I mean, I didn't ask for her permission from the get-go. I didn't ask her permission. I told her I was going to put it out there. And I warned her that she was going to be upset with what comes out. And I apologized for it as well. I covered all bases as best I could. I wasn't asking her permission to put it out there. I was telling her that I was going to put it out there and warning her that she was going to be upset as a result and apologizing. You know, I was never going to ask her permission. No. To clear my own name, I ask no permission and I make no apologies. Any accusations against me, I take all the consequence and repercussion for whatever I've done. And I admit to it. But I'm not going to take the repercussions and consequence and faults for stuff that I haven't done. And I would do whatever I have to do to clear my name. My reputation is that important to me. Yeah. Yep. And then, so she wrote back, what about the rest of the messages? What about that part? What about what you're leaving out? And I, well, what are you talking about, Lisa? See, what things? What stuff? I wrote, be specific. Like, so if you're saying there are other things, then give examples right now, Lisa C. Why don't you drop the examples of what other things? Be specific. You get it? I'll do it all again in a heartbeat. She wants to make a big thing of it. I could make a big thing of it, but I hate to do that to her. But I know she's back with Michelle. Absolutely. When she went on Bot's panel, it's so obvious to me that she's in cahoots with her and that Michelle put her up to that. Michelle definitely begged her to go on Bot's panel that night to derail the whole thing. They were probably sitting back laughing when she got to take over the panel. And I was so disgusted with her. I put it all out again if I wanted to, Lisa C. Yeah, I'm sorry to have to be like that, but you want to get tough with me, I'll get tough right back with you. Okay, I do not regret it. I am not sorry. You are in the wrong here. You should realize everything that Michelle put against me, you should have been wanting to go to bat for me, saying, oh my God, Tara, go ahead and put everything out there if you have to, because I want you to clear your name. I know you didn't dox people. She knows. Lisa C knows that I didn't do a lot of that stuff. So I thought she would have been happy for me and said, go ahead and put it out there. I don't even mind. Like, put it out there. Make sure that you clear your name of all that horrific stuff. I thought she would have went to bat for me about that and wanted me to clear my name because she knows the extent of what I did or what I didn't do. But no, nope, she said, what about the group text? So I turned around and said, oh, well, I could put out all the group text too if you want. We could do that too. She's like, wow, Tara, that's not the point. Well, it is the point if you ask me. I'm not hiding anything. And I hate to put out the text messages because there were other people involved. So if there's two other people involved in a group text, why should their messages have to be exposed if they didn't? You know what I'm saying? Like, and she was disrespectful to Bot and everything, trying to take over her whole panel as if she called the shots. Well, Lisa C probably don't call the shots at anything in her real life. That's why she's so demanding on YouTube. She can get out of here with that. She can miss me with that. Nope. I did feel bad at first. And after hearing her on Bot's panel with the way she tried to boss her around, take over her panel and demand apologies, she's not the only person in the world that's lost a child. Okay. There are other women that have recently lost grown children as well. So let's not make it like you're the only one in the world that has suffered such a horrific tragedy, because you're not. You're not. I'm very sorry for your loss. I've told you this many times, but it doesn't give you the right to act so miserable towards everyone or to be so bitter and manipulative because of that. That doesn't give you an excuse to act like that or to be so nasty and rude on panel and say that it's because you lost a child. Just like Michelle. She thinks she has a free pass in life because she lost a baby to SIDS. That's not the way it goes. Many people have suffered horrific tragedies and losses. Many, many people. Okay, you're not special and you're not the only one. I make absolutely no apologies for that. I did it and I'm not sorry, and I'll do it again. If I want to, I'll read those messages every single night on my channel just because I could, just because I want to. I would never do that. I would never do that, but I'm just letting her know that if I wanted to, we could do that though. Because nobody's going to tell me that I can't expose a private conversation in order to clear my own name of accusations that aren't true. That's not going to happen. Yep. I don't want to have to release the group text because of the other people involved. I feel bad for them. you know? So, but if she wants to force me to do it, we could do that too. We could do that too. Trust me, Michelle's days on YouTube are over. Over. She's done. She's completely done here. Okay. I noticed Lisa C wants to make a threat against me, saying that she's going to take down my channel if it's the last thing she does. That's nice. That's nice. We could all make threats though, right? But I know that threats have very little value in them. So I don't do that. I prefer to just do things. I don't threaten first, I just do it. And I don't usually give a warning either. So I will not threaten, I will just do. And as I do, you will see. Michelle's days on YouTube are over. She's about to face the harsh reality that she's facing. It's going to be time to sell the house, buy a little condo or rent an apartment or get a little one-bedroom house, something you could afford, something more feasible that you can actually reasonably keep clean and keep your showers unclogged and all that stuff and maintain and move on, you know, okay, carry on with your life. Maybe it's time for her to meet another guy and have another relationship. She seems like the type that needs a relationship in her life. I think her best bet would be to sell the house and probably try to meet another guy. But her days on YouTube are over. I guarantee that. Yep. Yep. It's not the place for her. And if she needs to get healing and she needs to get like I don't know what's the word. Like she needs to get her mental health in order, you know? And YouTube isn't helping with that. Like it's only hurting her. And she doesn't see that. She thinks because she's getting the validation and the attention that like it's so helpful and everything because it's this outlet. But it's not a healthy outlet. You know, like I could do tons of things and say that they help me to feel better, but it doesn't mean that they're helpful or beneficial or healthy just because they make me feel better. So yeah, there's that. The Christian label, that's BS. Oh, she's so Christian. Okay, if she was so Christian, she would never have gotten involved with the likes of Michelle to begin with. Let's get real now. In my opinion, she didn't seem like a Christian woman. No, I don't think that a Christian woman would have been rooting on Michelle with all that stuff. You know, she's rooting for Michelle for a very specific reason. She also has a lot of the bitterness and hostility, and I could see why she was such a friend to Michelle too, you know. And she's definitely back with her for sure. Absolutely. She's not taking accountability. Same girl, same baby. How do you take an action to prove it? Thank you. I agree. Oh my God, thank you. And I agree that her and Michelle are perfect for each other. I didn't know how much Lisa C was like Michelle until I heard her on Bot's panel the other night. Lisa C showed everybody exactly who she is on Bot's panel the other night. That's why I was so glad to just drop and let her keep going. It was clear that she was in desperate need of attention that night. And it was also clear that she's very jealous of me and of me having a channel. Didn't hear the way she talked, saying that she had told me that she was going to start a channel. And then I told her, oh, so am I. And she's like, oh, really? So she wants to copy me. Uh-huh. So I guess she wanted to start the channel. And now she's upset that I did it before her or something. But she seemed like she was jealous of me too. Yeah. And so bitter, and thinking that she can use her child's death as an excuse forever to say that, oh, that's why she's so bitter and nasty. No, she was probably like that from before he passed. That's probably always been in her nature. Now she just has a reason to let it go, to feel free to show it. I dropped because I was not going to take the disrespect. She cut me off 5 times and I backed down and let her cut me off and gave her that respect before I finally said, screw you, crazy lady. I am done. And I dropped. I let her rant like a lunatic on Bot's panel to show everybody exactly who she is. And she did just that. And I'm sure Michelle was sitting back laughing, but she wasn't realizing that Lisa C was only showing everybody her true character and how nasty and rude and disrespectful she is. So I was sitting back letting her do it. I said, all right, I won't be disrespected. I feel bad that I left Bot to handle that on her own, because I was kind of like, I should have dealt with that. I should have been able to deal with it, but I couldn't handle the disrespect. And I figured before I curse her out and make like an ass of myself completely, let me just drop, let me just drop before I go off on her in front of everyone. And I blocked her from contacting me as well. I can't be bothered with that. Yeah. Can't be bothered at all. I told her I was going to do it. I didn't ask for permission. I told her I was going to do it, and I told her she'd be upset. And then I was nice enough to apologize twice. Okay. Yep. So, absolutely. You guys. Right. They used to read the Bible together, she said. I find that hard to believe. I couldn't imagine quoting scripture to Michelle. I would never have done that seriously because of my fear of her reaction. I would never have seriously discussed scripture with Michelle. That seems ridiculous to me and laughable. Laughable, you know? She's going to put out screenshots on a community post I heard today. Oh, good. I really wish you would. I wish you would. And then I can show all of mine screen recording. Yeah. Apparently, there's a lot of hate about her son in Bot's chat, and that's a lie. Yeah, I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that at all in Bot's chat. I think they were trying to be so respectful to her, and she was disrespectful to their host. I mean, it was crazy. Who jumps on a panel and then takes over the whole thing, makes it all about them and says that it's their show, takes over and keeps cutting off the host and is being rude to the host? It was Bot's panel. I mean, I would have thought it was Lisa C's panel, the way that she was trying to run things up there. I couldn't believe it. You could tell that I never talked to her on the phone either, or I would have known more of her character and I would have known like what to expect out of her. But she was always so sweet to me. That's why she's like, this is not the Tara that I knew. And I was like, it's not the Lisa C that I knew. Like, what the hell? I thought you were supposed to be a Christian lady or whatever. Really? Yeah, it makes perfect sense why she's best friends with someone like Michelle, because she's just like her. Uh-huh. I couldn't imagine them reading scripture together. I really couldn't. Yeah. Oh my God, same girl, same. I think people don't know how to take you because they're not used to honest people. You have kept the same energy as you did with Michelle, and you never pretended you didn't support her. Right. Thank you. Thank you. Same girl, same. I agree. I think people, especially on YouTube, especially in the drama community, aren't used to someone being totally honest. I mean, they expect that everyone is going to be dishonest. And I get that. I totally get that in life. I expect that out of most people too. But however, with me, I am a rare person. Like I am a rarity. And I usually am pretty friggin' honest. 99% of the time, I put it all out there like it is, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I let people decide for themselves. That's why it really was upsetting me that people weren't believing me. And I was like, what do I have to do to get people to see the truth? Because I'm willing to put it all out there, like every single thing in my phone. I don't care. I would show you guys my whole personal Google search history. I will not hold anything back. I do not care, just to prove my point. Because I am truthful. I am honest, like to a fault. People have told me I'm brutally honest. Like, whereas other people sugarcoat things and I don't. A chameleon, she probably did play the part. She snapped Lisa. She snapped on Lisa a few times during lives when she tried to give her constructive help. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Haha. Yeah, that is true. That she might have been able to play the part to actually go along with the reading scripture and stuff. Excuse me, that's weird to me, isn't it? I have been recovering from a broken neck, so just listen much more than had chatted. Was one rough road. I am not much of a fighting type. Try to be nice to all. It functions by radar. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. A broken neck. My God. Sorry to hear that. That's true. She might have played the part. Well, I hope you feel better soon. Functions by radar. I think I remember seeing you in chats a while back. I remember seeing you in a few chats a while back when I was Tara F. Yeah. Welcome. It's good to see you. I'm sorry to hear that, and I hope you feel better soon. I'll send prayers for you. Guys, if anybody would like to be added to my prayer list, I'm going to start a prayer list and we can all kind of pray for each other. And at the end of every live, I'll say a few prayers. I'm going to take down names. If you'd like to be added, you can email me at taraf1227@gmail.com. I do remember seeing you in chats a while back, Functions by Radar. It's good to see you. I'm glad to see you back around. I remember you, yeah. I hope you make a speedy recovery. So guys, I think I'm going to wrap up. I'll give it like 2 more minutes if there's any lingering questions. Who wondered how you could have stayed so long and not be just like her? Yeah, I know a lot of people have wondered that I probably have answered, but I'll answer it once more, sure. You know, I felt like if there was like different approaches with Michelle, as far as like if I was not trying to help her so much outwardly, not trying to really give her advice and just kind of being that one person that could just stand by her no matter what, and constantly reassuring her that I was never going to leave her. That's why I was so adamant when I first came on, how I'm never going to leave Michelle, never, no matter what, never, ever, ever. She very much felt like as if she was not just a friend, but like it was the type of conversation that would have been had between lovers normally, in the constant reassurance that I was never going to leave her. And I felt like if she had that one person that she truly believes that they would just put up with any of her shit, and no matter what she did, wouldn't leave her, and would reassure her that no matter what, even you could treat me like crap, but I won't leave you. I promise I won't. Then that maybe like she would be able to move forward and kind of like have that one friend that she can confide in without judgment. Whereas I really wasn't trying to judge for so long. I was trying to just take shit for face value and say like it is what it is and not judge her, you know? I feel like if she had that one person, yeah, and I wasn't judging for a long time. I was just disregarding stuff. And I thought that it might make a big difference. But it was like anytime I tried to help a little bit, she would get really defensive and pull, like, I don't know, it was weird. I could never kind of give her advice. Anytime I tried to give advice or tried to like make the peace, like when I was trying to make the peace with Bot and everything, and Michelle flips her lid, like, how dare you try to make peace? I said, well, Michelle, you could have peace if you wanted it. You know, you don't want it. Like, you want this inner turmoil. Oh, lower vision. Thank you very much. Oh, me too. I can't see hardly anything, but I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, still in a lot of pain. Oh, I remember seeing you Functions by Radar as a chatter in a few different chats. I'm glad that you're back around. It's good to see you. I will be praying for you. I hope you make a speedy recovery. So, guys, I'm going to wrap up tonight. Thanks a million. Thank you so much to all of you guys for all of your support. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. My subscribers, thank you so much. My members, thank you so much. If you're not a member, please consider joining my membership at $1.99 a month. I will be doing some members only streams, and looking forward to providing more great content for you guys. Please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. That helps put me in the algorithm and will get more people to be able to see this video, which is very important to me. I'm sorry, Functions by Radar. I will be back tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. if you'd like to join us then. Tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m., possibly a little earlier later. I will schedule it a couple of hours beforehand to give you guys time to plan your days. If you would like to join me, please like, subscribe, consider joining my membership. Thanks a million, guys. I really appreciate you. I love you so much. Be good to each other and take care of yourself. Don't forget that. Look out for yourself. Love you guys. Good night.